Why? What do you mean?
Shoot, the camera's not on. There we go. This guy comes in every single day. Every single day over on... I'll just set the sub goal here. There we go. We got the sub goal up. It's 30 for the night. This guy comes in every day and goes, Trump 2028. Don't you have anything better to do? Like, isn't your sister free tonight? You know? If you guys are over on YouTube Shorts, go ahead and leave a comment. Hit that like button. Would appreciate it. There's 44 people in there. That would be nice. Is it on both of them? There's 44 in both. Is crazy stats. If you guys want to go ahead and double tap the screen on TikTok, comment, interact, help get some people in here. You're over on YouTube or YouTube Shorts. Hit the like button. Comment, interact. We need y'all to grow. Unlike my fortune that's declined. It's true. Is this person debating? Yes, peaceful. Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
What's going on? What's your take?
Well, first of all, I want to say first that I really appreciate the content that you do. I think that the level of stories and journalism that you do is beneficial to everybody. I think it's great that what you do, and I appreciate the grind that you're doing on.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You gotta butter me up before you
No problem.
bomb on me. Oh, go ahead.
Well, generally, like, if you're talking about, like, the LA protests are being peaceful in the sense of, like, no violence being occurring, well, I would say that it's the National Guard and, like, what they're doing is not particularly peaceful. But if you're talking about, like, what the protest stands for, yeah, I would say it's peaceful.
The protesters aren't peaceful?
No, I said what the protest stands for is peaceful.
Right, but you're saying the protesters aren't peaceful.
I mean, there's going to be some, like, in terms of any protest, you're going to have some who are just bad apples, right?
I'm aware.
So, in a general aspect, you'll probably say, like, yeah, it's probably peaceful in a general aspect.
Yeah. No, I agree to that.
Yeah.
Right.
If that's what you're aiming for.
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, we know that, like, if you have any group of people, you're going to have violence occur. Literally any group. We understand that. But what is Mega's doing is an unfair fascist characterization of labeling everybody there that is violent so they can justify coming in and brutalizing and terrorizing people and violating the law to do so. And we see this frequently with MAGA, where they take a inkling of truth or something that happened and use it to justify why they are taking this action, even though it's not justifiable. And they do it all the time. They do it all the time.
Yeah, I agree. So I guess since we don't really have any contention here, I'll hop off here in a second. But since you've done like Ukraine stories, I would highly suggest looking at the United 24 Media, what they posted about 10 hours ago now. It's pretty bad. It's pretty brutal.
All right. Appreciate you coming in.
All right, see ya.
Data scientist. Are you debating?
Yeah,
Libertarian. Am I right?
a little bit.
Damn, I'm good. It's always the data scientist. So
Yeah,
let's talk
yes, sir.
data. I want to use some data on you for this one. So what's your contention?
Well, I mean, I guess I'll just say that they are definitely not peaceful.
Okay.
I don't
Where are
see how you
the
can argue they are peaceful.
cool? Where are the convictions? How many convictions have been made?
Sorry about that. Convictions at the riots.
With the protests? I mean, I have
Um,
video. I just want to point out, you're calling them violent. I have video footage of my friends on the ground. It's very peaceful. So I don't know where you're getting violent from, but I'm just establishing that. Have there been anybody convicted?
Actually, no, I haven't seen anything for convictions. No.
Okay. Is there anybody, do you know roughly how many of the people there are committing violence or some form of vandalism?
I don't know the numbers now. From what I've been seeing.
Okay. So you don't have that data. So you can't even qualify that most of the people there are doing it, or even a significant portion, correct?
I would say
So
so.
my question is, at what point do you call it violent? When anything occurs?
Well, no, I wouldn't say if anything. I would say if it's a majority of violence.
Cool. So where is your statistics on it being a majority of violence, since you're a data scientist?
Again, so we're basing this off the information we have right now and the articles that we're seeing.
Right. So
Now,
I don't need articles. I have my friends are on the ground. I have videos of my friends on the ground. It's very, very peaceful. And it's
I mean,
a very
yeah,
big protest as well. So I'm not sure how if you're a data scientist, you should understand that you need to first qualify and classify as to what you need to meet this threshold.
Okay, so yes, you're right. When you're using the word peaceful, are you saying it's peaceful in its entirety? Let me just argue with that then. Are you saying it's peaceful in its entirety?
Am I saying it's peaceful in its entirety? I don't think anything is peaceful in its entirety.
Okay. So when you
Right,
put
but
the,
you can't qualify something as violent because you believe that it's not completely
that's what I'm gonna
peaceful,
do.
because then you could qualify literally everything as violent.
All right, how long are you going to be on for?
I am going to be on until 9.
Okay, give me 20 minutes. I'm going to do a little research. Let's come back and have this conversation.
Cool.
Okay.
I just clarifying, because then it becomes subjective. It becomes an opinion. Well, I thought it was violent. Anybody can say that. MAGA does this frequently, where they say things ambiguously, like when they run down protesters in the road, they shouldn't have stood in the road, right? So the first thing you have to do is qualify that violence is taking place. Okay? That's going to be your step-by-step guide, and I'm going to tell you why. You have to qualify that violence is taking place. Okay? And you have to suggest a portion, or at least a reasonable amount, or you have to be able to go, well, look, it's a lot of it is broken into it, right? And some of that can be subjective, sure, but you would need to find some degree of, well, this is what violence is. Okay? Cross protests, most of the time in any population, tends to be about 7%. That's usually what it is. Rabble rousing is about 7%. That includes the police. Second thing you have to do is qualify the type of violence that's occurring. Okay? And this is important because if people are breaking out windows, the proportional, and you'll hear this term a lot, the proportional response is not to kill them. That is not a proportional response. In the United States, you have a proportionality of force, rhetoric, and you do not just get to determine that someone is doing some unjustified action, therefore it justifies it. Well, they're resisting arrest. Anybody can say that they're resisting arrest. Cops do it all the time. They literally scream it. They literally scream it because it usually gives them some form of justification, because then it becomes subjective. So it has to be an appropriate proportionality of force. Also, the laws in which Trump is using his executive action have to justify it, which they do not. They do not. They don't seem peaceful. Do you understand how that statement is completely subjective? And there is nothing I can do to argue with a subjective statement. So we're going to be very specific today. Nutcracker, appreciate it. Thank you for the 5 over on YouTube. RFK fired the entire CDC Vaccine Advisory Committee. Well, get ready for pandemic round 2. Nutcracker, appreciate it. Can we get some dubs in the chat? By the way, I did get some new emotes for you guys if you were subbed over on TikTok. And there's another tier. That one's just going to include different emotes. So I'll get about 20 emotes in the other one. I know that they're a little bit not great right now, but they're just ones that we had laying around. I think they're the ones we had previously. And we'll put on some better ones. Clay, what's up?
How you doing, host?
I'm doing all right. What's going on?
Not much. I saw your prompt up there, and I wanted to talk about it.
All right. So what's going on? What's your take?
I don't think it's peaceful at all. I think it's a disruption.
How would you? So you think that protesting is a disruption? That's their
That's
First
your-
Amendment right.
Well, that ain't protesting. It ain't protesting when you're burning down cars and assaulting police
So
officers.
who is burning down cars and assault? What percentage of the people there are doing that?
Most of them.
What do you call it? Can you find me some source on that? Some data?
Well, I mean, the fact that you have a burned down car, multiple
A
burned down
burnt
cars,
down
multiple
cars.
injured policemen.
Okay,
That's
can you
enough
find me
for
some?
you.
Right, but you're talking about
It's
tens
on
of
the news.
thousands, potentially
It's on
hundreds
the
of
news. You
thousands.
even watch
Right.
the news?
Hold on. Hey, you're talking about potentially hundreds of thousands of people there, and you're trying to classify it based on 1 or 2 actions.
No.
Yes, that's
I mean,
exactly what you're trying to do.
It's been multiple actions. It's been
Is this
multiple.
guy a troll? Is this guy a
Ain't
troll?
no troll.
Claiborne, what are you doing, man?
Who is this?
What are you doing?
Who is this?
Tommy, this is like a 25-year-old white guy putting on a voice. I've seen him.
Again,
He's in
I ain't.
Lives.
That
He's in
ain't.
Lives all the time.
That ain't no.
I thought so too. By the way, so we're going to ask to be very specific today to qualify what means they're violent. Because, and by the way, MAGA, can you come in the box and answer me this question? MAGA, please come answer me this question. Was Donald Trump not in charge on January 6th of the National Guard? Or were they sent to LA by Hakeem Jeffries? Well, it wouldn't be Hakeem Jeffries. So did he send them? Did he send them? Well, I mean, Nancy Pelosi, did she send them to LA? Or did Trump refuse to call in the National Guard? You can't have it both ways. Either Trump is in control of the National Guard or he's not.
I thought it'd been Mike Johnson. No, was I wrong? I said Mike
Well,
Johnson.
no, it's always, it doesn't matter. It's always a Democrat. So it'd be Nancy Pelosi, even though she's
Ah,
not the
all right,
fucking
fair
House
enough.
Speaker anymore.
Yeah. It's
What a
Cory
huge
Booker.
nose you
Cory
got there.
Booker
I
did it.
usually rub it against your mom's face. How you doing? You doing good? All right. Have a good day. Tell your mom I said hi. If you're debating, hop on in the box. Would appreciate it. That'd be cool. They were burning cars and harassing women. Doesn't matter percentage. Okay. Then why do you not hold this that Donald Trump is violent? Why do you not hold this that Donald Trump is violent? If 1 or 2 actions make someone or something violent, you must carry it everywhere. Donald Trump violently assaulted. I have to be careful. You know why? There are numerous different instances of that
Get in your
happening.
juke.
He is a felon. He's a criminal then. You cannot hold this thing that you're going to take 1 or 2 actions in any circumstance that is, and I just want to point out what's happening here, okay? This is not for purposes of being accurate, because you guys have known that I have been really accurate when it comes to describing what's going on with MAGA and what I think is fair and what I think is unfair, and I feel like I give them a lot of leniency in certain things. It's like, well, not as a group, they didn't do this, right? And I've been pretty consistent about this, that, hey, this right winger went out there, and I don't think, like, for instance, the guy that shot at Trump, that they blame Democrats for. I've said previous to that, it's usually people with mental health issues. And so they usually don't have, there's usually something not going right up there. So they usually don't have the faculties to determine that, and that's usually what it is on both sides. That's usually what's going on. So there's something mentally going on there. And sure enough, it came out, guess what? He was just looking for someone to shoot at. And that was even true after that information came out, when they were like, he had multiple different searches. And I was like, yeah, I think I'm confirmed on that. I think he was just looking for, I thought he was just looking for someone. And so in that instance, that's what he was doing. And MAGA will take an instance because MAGA is fascist. MAGA believes in fascism. And they will take a single instance of what is happening, and they will say the worst, so they can justify the actions that they're already going to do to people. It is the same thing that all authoritarian regimes do across the globe. Burning shit and flying foreign flags is peaceful? I guess you got to talk about the Republicans then. I guess you got to talk about January 6th. If you're not willing to admit that January 6th was violent, there's nothing to talk about. You do not have standing. They're literally taking this and going, they're violent. They're going to label every single thing. Horror chick, appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate the train. That's the train I'm running on. That dude's mom that just got booted. I'm going to be real with you. They're going to take the term violent. They're going to take it and apply it to everything. Any instance of a person not supporting them, they're going to apply it. Here is the fact, okay? These are not violent protests. There's nothing to argue there. You don't have the data, whatever. I have video footage of my friends being on the ground. There's video footage of people being on the ground. It is predominantly peaceful. The LAPD has said it's peaceful. The only people that are not are the people that are currently violating the law, which is Donald Trump and his administration. They are the only ones. They were not on the ground. They were not there. They labeled this violent despite the fact that the LAPD, that by the way has been brutalizing protesters all day, said, no, that's not violent. The LAPD, who these guys are going, they're assaulting. The LAPD has released saying these are not violent. And Donald Trump has violated the law, used that as a precursor, a lie, that they were violent, violated the law to nationalize the National Guard and send them in there against the governor's will and to nationalize them for an illegal reason, which Newsom is suing over. And then they threatened to arrest Newsom for exercising his rights under the Constitution to sue the Trump administration for interfering in state business, because it's states' rights. There is nothing to argue there. If you support this, it's a fascist regime. And I just want to point out real fucking quick that Kristi Noem said if Biden sent the National Guard into South Dakota, she would view it as tyranny. And here we are. And they don't have anything to say.
The Lincoln Project just posted this. It's an interview from 2020 with Donald Trump.
Promised 4 years ago at the Republican convention, I'm going to restore law and order. And I have, except in Democrat-run cities. Look, we have laws. We have to go by the laws. We can't move in the National Guard. I can call insurrection, but there's no reason to ever do that, even in a Portland case. We can't call in the National Guard unless we're requested by a governor.
I'm sorry.
That was 2020.
Was that Donald Trump? Please come up here and argue against
like
Donald
him.
Trump.
Thanks for the dollar, Brooke. Here's $1 for you.
Come on, come in here and argue with Donald Trump. Come on, come argue with Donald Trump. I'm just going to play that clip. That's pretty crazy. Hello.
Yo.
Wild.
You made a new account, bro? You're back on it. You made a new thing, huh? Welcome back.
I have the same accounts, bro. It's weird when people do this shit.
You're just mad he won, bro. Just like you guys are just sore losers at this point.
Okay,
you're
that's
just
cool.
A
Are you
sore
debating?
loser, bro.
That's awesome. Are you debating? Hold on a second. Wait a second. Did you guys not say that Trump was coming back every month for fucking 4 years? Hold on a second. Did you not literally post about Joe Biden every single? You're right. It's not how it works. You get the fuck out of my life. That's how it works. Did they not literally post about Biden every single second of every single day, all sour and shit? Making shit up at will. Republicans are fucking liars. And I really wish that we could go back to a time where people had shame, where you looked like a fucking embarrassment. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. If you're debating, hop in the box. Don't cry me a goddamn river. I got the mute.
Is my mic okay? I came up here to say if you had heard Trump's latest, where he said if they
It's really
spit,
low. Your
we'll
mic
hit.
is low.
They said if they
Hey,
spit,
what's
we'll
up?
hit.
What's up, Joe? Are you debating?
We saw that,
Yeah.
that tweet. You're really low, Sharon. Sorry.
Did you say that what's going on in LA is all peaceful?
I didn't say all peaceful. That's a mischaracterization of what I said.
What'd you say?
I said that it is a peaceful protest as characterized by the LAPD.
No, it was initially peaceful. Now it's turned into way more than that.
Where are you getting this from?
What do you mean? The
What would you
interweb.
qualify as being? Hold on. What would you qualify as being violent? More than one? How many instances?
Vandalism,
How many instances?
vandalism, fire.
So I would
taking
ask you
over
how many.
that,
I would
taking
ask
over
you
that
how many.
car.
How many instances?
That's 3 right there.
Okay, so then January 6th was a violent attack on the Capitol, correct?
Correct.
Okay, good. We're in the same spot. Awesome.
Yeah,
now,
cool.
can we
All
find
right,
a
now you
defining
get it,
factor?
right?
So hold on. What?
Now you get it. What'd you think? I was
Right.
gonna
So
say?
what
No?
would be the
I wasn't
threshold?
there, dude.
So what would be the threshold?
I have no idea.
So you're saying that any time a instance happens, it means an entire thing that's happening is violent.
What do you mean? If the people are burning shit down and taking over cars and
So in the
fucking
event,
lighting
well, no,
fires, yeah,
that's
it's
not.
pretty violent
But
to me, my guy.
I'm asking you to qualify that because in any circumstance, there are going to be things that happen. In Trump protests, in Trump rallies, there are things that happen. There are violence that happens and violence that
Yeah.
breaks out. Right. And qualifying the entire thing as being violent would be a mischaracterization. It would be
Who said-
disingenuous.
I didn't say that.
Say what?
It's just like when I said, "Oh, he says."
You said that
people
there's
said-
3 instances of this happening in vandalism. My
No,
friends
no,
are
no.
on the ground. I have so how many alternative examples
friends
of
on the
nothing?
ground, too.
Wait, really quick. And so what would
do you
me
mean? My
pointing?
brother's
Hold
there
on a
right
second.
now.
Can you not interrupt me?
Oh, sorry, my bad.
How many alternative instances of those violent things would I have to show you for you to be like, oh, it's predominantly not violent?
Well, if the peaceful things,
Yeah,
the peaceful protesting,
yeah.
no, I don't know.
Well, isn't that
How
a
many do you
problem?
think-
Then how? Hold on,
how
isn't
many
that a
do you
problem?
think
Wait,
you
wait, wait.
could
Isn't
show
that a
me that
problem?
changed my
So your
mind?
standard. Hold on. This is a problem because your standard is entirely arbitrary.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
You're saying it's mostly peaceful. That doesn't mean anything. It's peaceful and it's violent. That's it.
It can't be peaceful and violent. That's an
course it can.
oxymoron. No, it
What do you
can't.
mean?
That's an
One side
oxymoron.
peaceful, across the street's violent. What are you talking about? 2 different areas.
That's one.
I didn't talk about
Okay,
the
so
same
can you
area.
show
This
me a
guy's
map?
peaceful,
Can you
that
show me?
guy's
So here's the
violent. What are you
problem.
talking
Here's the
about?
problem. Here's the problem. Is that you have taken a word and you have applied it to an entire protest, and you have no standard for application.
Yeah, I do. I just told you my brother's
What is
there.
what is your
He's there.
standard for the
He's on the fucking
application?
street, dude.
Your brother is not a standard.
He isn't?
Do you know what a standard is? Can you define a standard for me?
Yeah, I know what a standard is, bro.
Okay, can you define a standard for me?
Yes, I can.
Awesome, cool. Define standard.
You want me to actually define
I want
the
so
standard?
the problem is if I was to
it's a
classify, if you were
standard.
talking to me,
Like,
hold on a second,
standard
right now,
measurement,
hold on a
bro.
second right now. I view interrupting people as fucking disrespectful, and you've done it once in here. That means you're a fucking interrupter, and that's disrespectful. You're a disrespectful
yelling at me?
person. You're a disrespectful person.
Yeah, okay, bro. Whatever you say.
I want you to stop for a second. Right,
You're
right. I've
disrespectful
called
to
you.
the point,
Listen for a second. Listen. I have called you a disrespectful person because you've interrupted me a handful of times. Because I perceive being a disruptive person as being bad. I have set this standard for you. Is
Whoa,
there
whoa, whoa.
any way? Listen for a second. Is there
know what you're
any
getting
way that you can convince me that you're not if I have no standard for calling you an awful or horrible person?
Yeah, so you understand because I interrupted you. What if I'm interrupting for a good reason? What if you're coming into my house to take me away and I fight back? Doesn't that break the standard?
Kind of like what ICE is doing.
Oh my God.
You mean,
Bro! Hold
are
on
they
a
here
second.
legally?
I'm going to give you a second to put a Band-Aid on from the point. Did anybody else... Bro, Joey, I'm going to be so for real with you right now, man. That fucking point hit you in the face like a 2x4.
Dude, don't
Kapow!
you that, you dumb fuck? You know what
Kapow!
I'm talking about? Who are they coming after in LA? They're not coming after you. Like,
Kapow!
they're not coming
Right.
after you, stupid.
What is your argument?
Who are they coming after in LA?
They're coming after Hispanic people.
Maybe people who aren't there illegally. What do you think? They're picking them off the street? Go, hey, you're Spanish, get them.
So they're coming
think that's what
after
they're doing?
people. Hold on a second. They're coming after people and their homes and their friends and their families and their loved ones and their people that have
Who
been
are
here for
undocumented,
decades.
my guy.
Excuse me, I don't give a shit.
So
You're
what?
stupid. I don't give a shit. Stop talking. Stop interrupting me. He is a disrespectful person. They are coming after
What's
people's
disrespectful?
family. Excuse me. They are coming after people's family, their friends, loved ones. Even citizens are getting caught up in this. Even people that are legally here are getting caught up in this. They
You mean
are
because they're fighting?
espousing tyranny across the fucking country.
No, they're not.
And a
They're
bunch
enforcing
of
the law.
gun-owning people. Yes, really?
They're enforcing the law.
Explain. So the law said Kilmar Garcia comes back. The law, the Supreme Court said Kilmar
Yeah, he
Garcia
did come
comes
back.
back.
What's going to happen to him?
And
Gonna
what
get
happened
censorship right the
first?
fuck
And
back.
what happened first? Trump
Yeah.
fought him returning. They are literally
No, they didn't. They
rounding
had
up
no-
even
they had
U.S.
no right to
citizens.
stand on. No legal right to
They
stand
literally-
on. He's El Salvador.
He said he
El
what he
Salvador
said.
citizen.
You can't say legal
Yeah,
rights when Trump
President
said he's
will
not
come
coming
back.
back. Stop interrupting me. Trump said he's not coming back. That's what Trump said. It's not like, oh, he
Alright,
can't
well,
bring
he
him
was-
back.
well,
No,
he
he
was
said
wrong.
he wasn't coming
What do you
back.
think? He's coming back and fucking hanging out?
Can this guy
He's
shut
coming
up?
back and going to
Bro,
court
you're
and
about to
shit
go.
right the fuck back.
All
What are you
right,
talking
man.
about?
You gotta go. You're crashing out. I'm good. If you're debating, hop in the box. If you are yapping, call your mother. Call your someone else. I don't fucking hear it. If you guys over on YouTube, hit that like button. You guys over on YouTube Shorts, hit that like button. Leave a comment. Interact. You guys over on YouTube, the regular one, hit that like button. Interact. By the way, the YouTube Shorts thing, I think, is gonna be moving over to a different account here. I will be live on the main account, but I think I'm gonna move this one over to. OK Hi. So. Another TDS channel. Not like we didn't talk about Biden and rage every single day about shit he didn't do in a new world order and how he literally said that he was a robot from the future and an AI cyborg. And we literally cried about gas prices for 4 years until Trump came into... Like, honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. That should be your key indicator, right? You cried for 4 years about gas prices and fucking taxes. Gas prices, grocery prices, and taxes. Taxes have gone up. Gas has gone up. Grocery prices, I haven't seen it in a minute, but it appears to have gone up. It's crazy expensive right now. Sure, consumer price index or inflation is down. Prices, though, have not moved very much, and we're paying more for gas. So I can't tell you honestly, but I thank you, Joe Biden, for making sure the inflation comes down a little bit before Donald Trump booms it with tariffs. But that should have been your key indicator. You cried over prices for years. And then when Trump came in office, you're like, it's okay. I'll pay that. I'll pay that, daddy. I like the orange. Rub the orange all over me. I'll do it. I love it. I love it. Please, tax me more, daddy. What am I looking at? I am looking at my friends who are on the ground. MAGA, and by the way, you don't need to trust me, MAGA just doesn't do this occasionally. They do this all the time, where they take something and they pervert it with one thing so they can say this is the justification for why they did it. They do it literally all the time, every single chance that they get. So it does not surprise me. And you can clip this, by somebody fucking clip this, okay? Every single instance in which Trump takes action in this capacity or Trump goes against what the governors want. He goes against anybody else in that regard. They will take his side. They will literally call them violent. They will say that they're burning and destroying shit as justification for Donald Trump breaking the law. I do not want to hear about you saying, well, people are breaking windows and lighting cop cars on fire when Donald Trump is literally weaponizing the military and the National Guard in a very illegal manner to send in to those states and violate the Constitution. I do not want to hear it. Donald Trump is actively violating the Constitution. You guys are sitting here going, well, they threw a brick through a window. One guy? Donald Trump tried to overthrow the fucking government. You guys were like, oh, this was just a tour. It's not a protest, it's a tour. That's what's going on in LA. What's up?
So yeah, FYI, groceries and gas are down. But, okay.
Gas is not down. I can literally pull the prices up for you. No, they're not.
Where do
I
you
can
live?
pull the prices right now. The national doesn't matter. In the national, they've gone up since Trump took office.
It does matter.
They have gone up since Trump took
So
office.
for example, in California, it's a lot more expensive.
I don't
than
need to
some
argue
places.
with you. I'm telling you nationally, it has gone up since Trump took office. It has gone up in my area as well. I already looked at the numbers on this last week, like Thursday. I
Where
can
do you
pull
live?
them up for you if you
California?
can. I don't know. Do you know what national means? For being
Yeah,
a
some of
nationalist,
all
you guys
the
seem to
states.
be pretty fucking clueless.
Some of all the states, but one state could have an effect on the rest.
I'm asking you, it doesn't
Because
matter
California's
because
got
it doesn't
climate
matter
tax.
because California does not control what happens on a national level. Okay, so we
But
have
if
national gas prices. The national average is up. It is up. It is up. There's no argument here. I don't care. You're gonna go, oh, this state went up. It doesn't matter. It's a national average. And food has not come down. I don't know that it's gone up, but it hasn't come down.
Trump just said egg prices just went down by 400%.
I know, no. So trading prices went down. Eggs are still incredibly expensive. Eggs are still $7 where I live.
Gas has never been $1.98. So
All I'm just saying is,
what's with Trump lying
Actually,
about
that's not
stuff?
true.
I mean, what's with that?
The gas was $1.30 under Biden. It was $1.29 under Biden. Back in like 2014, I remember it was glorious. Glorious. It's the last time I paid that much for it.
So hey
Sorry, go
man,
ahead.
why are you okay with the military attacking our citizens?
Really quick, Froggy's getting cute over
Gavin's
here. He
going to
said
jail,
sub
so-
goal. 1 second, really quick. Froggy said sub goal 0 to 30. I guess to try and knock on me. We already had like over, I don't know what, pretty close to 300 subs this weekend. 250, 200, somewhere between 200 and 300. Yeah. So I mean, if you guys want to embarrass him so that he can sit here and cry, would appreciate it. If you guys sub over on TikTok, does someone sub over? Do people sub over here?
so yeah, check the gas prices for last year, and then check them this year. It's
Who
went down
subbed?
11.95%.
Who subbed? No, not year over year since Trump took office. Don't go year over year since Trump took office.
I was like,
They're going year over year, yeah. Like he's over here talking about confounders. Like, well, what about if this state was? And then he's like, well, yeah, year over year. Trump wasn't in office a year ago. Nutcracker, appreciate the 10 gifted. Thank you, Nutcracker.
Yeah, of course he wasn't.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Can we get some dubs and drumsticks in the
Because
chat
he
for
got in
Nutcracker
power,
with a
the
10?
prices lowered. Duh.
What?
I said.
So
a year ago,
Trump
he
took
wasn't in power,
over.
so,
Right,
and the
right.
prices
Trump
of gas lowered. Duh.
Right. So no, the price of gas has been going down under Biden since 2022, when the entire oil market globally was shook by the invasion of Ukraine, and by Trump's OPEC Plus deal that actually cut off production of oil. This is how bad this guy is. By the way, I want to point out really quick about oil. This is how bad this guy is when it comes to oil and understanding it. Let's get something real clear here, okay? So he did the OPEC Plus deal in 2020. You don't need to believe me. You can Google it. He bragged about it himself. He cut oil production by about 15% a month or a day through the OPEC nations. Okay, about 15% a day was cut so that they could literally, because at one point crude oil hit negative $35 a barrel, right? And so they had that problem. Crude oil hit negative 35. They did the OPEC Plus deal. It cut off 10 million barrels a day globally for 2 years. That ended in 2022 after the invasion of Ukraine. So in April, when gas prices soared, Donald Trump made that deal, which was already a bad deal, that was exacerbated by his buddy Putin invading a foreign nation. He caused oil and gas prices to skyrocket. Biden spent the next 2 years trying to get it down, which he did. And by the way, at one point, adjusted for inflation, it was cheaper. It was cheaper than when he took office, adjusted for inflation. Trump, at one point, and this is true, by the way, we have a 2-year OPEC deal because Donald Trump went to Saudi Arabia and said, oil's too expensive, we're going into the midterm, cut it off. Or no, he didn't do that first. That wasn't the first one he did. That wasn't the first one. He was going into the midterms. And Iran, he hit the sanctions on Iran. So that oil from Iran dried up, right? And then it caused it to skyrocket, the price of oil, which caused a boom in the Midwest. Okay? This, you can go look this up. It's 100% true. Caused a boom in the Midwest. He then turned around, went to Saudi Arabia and said, I need you to increase oil production because we're going into the midterms. That's literally what he did. He increased oil production as they're going into the midterms. Oil production skyrockets. Okay? He goes, oh shit, we're losing jobs out of the Midwest because it's fracking. It's very expensive to pull it out of the ground. He goes, oh shit, we're losing jobs out of the Midwest. Tens of thousands of people were laid off. Rigs shut down throughout the Midwest. 2018, 2019. Then turns around and goes back to Saudi Arabia and says, yeah, we'll give you what do you want, right? So he kept having to bring him deals. So he said, well, cut off oil production again. So that oil production cut off, jobs went back up. Then COVID happened. He went back to them and they're like, we don't want to really sign a 1-year deal because you keep going back on this. And so they signed a 2-year deal. That's what they agreed to. It was a 2-year deal because Trump fucked up the first time. Now he turns around, does not learn his lesson. He goes to Saudi Arabia, offers them a weapons deal of an insane amount of weapons so that they can kill more people in the Middle East, even though Republicans are anti-war, offers them an insane amount of weapons. And they say, sure, we'll cut oil production. OPEC agrees to cut it just to appease Trump. It's like 2%, something like that, or increase oil production. But now crude oil is collapsing and rigs, people are getting laid off throughout the Midwest. And MAGA has nothing to say about this. They have nothing to say. So by the way, if you're a fucking on one of those rigs and you voted for Trump, good. Go F yourself. You deserve it. To be real with you, you deserve it. Jeff, appreciate it. Thank you for the sub. MAGA can't name what he did to bring down prices. No, they can't at all because he didn't do anything.
Tommy Page earlier in chat, I think you might have missed it. David gifted 5 subs. I'm not sure whether here or on TikTok, but someone,
yeah again,
Page was trying to let you know.
Russian-Ukraine war hasn't affected. Russia's sold more oil now than ever.
On here? On here, David gifted 5.
USA as well.
I'm not sure she said it in chat. Paige, can you clarify if you're here? I don't know
Jeff, appreciate it. Thank you. Hold on, I'll get to the Ukraine war in just 1 second.
YouTube.
I'm out. He says, I'm out. And enjoy ignoring everyone's point and made it wrong. This guy literally just said in the chat, they just said, this guy just talks to himself. Wrong. No one ever says anything. No one ever says anything. By the way, if you guys are so confident, by the way, because there's a lot of MAGA that ended up over on the YouTube Shorts really quick. When you get clarification from Paige, let me know. If you guys are so confident, okay, hop in the chat. Pledge me money if you're wrong. Do it. I can't bet you. But I can. You can say I'll pay you X amount of money. You can hop on in the box. If I'm right and you're wrong, if I fulfill all of it. And in return, if I'm wrong, if everything I said was fake, I'll admit I'm wrong. You can clip it. About $100. That sounds fair. Did Paige say on who did Paige say?
No, she didn't say. I don't know. David, if you're here, whoever David is that just gifted 5 subs, if you're here or in YouTube, speak up. I want to give you props. It was here.
By the way, David, appreciate it. Thank you. Can we get some dubs and drumsticks in the chat for David with the 5 gifted over on TikTok? We got 21 out of 30.
David. Thank him.
David, appreciate it. Thank you, David. All right, back to Russia and Ukraine because I do know a lot about that. There's really quick though before I move on. It's really funny because there's a lot of people over on TikTok or over on YouTube Shorts that are MAGA today for some reason, and it's really funny to me because every comment is wrong. Trump derangement syndrome, bro. You're in my live crying. It's weird. They don't have anything to say. Anyways, all right. What about the Russia-Ukraine war?
No, I was just saying Russia's been selling more oil than ever since that started, even to the U.S.
Me, appreciate the gifted. Thank you. Russia's been selling. Me, appreciate the gifted. Thank you. I'm going to add that to there. Get some dubs. Sorry, say that one more time.
Russia's been selling more oil than it ever has since the Russian-Ukraine war started.
I think they've been selling a lot of it at a discount to China.
Selling it to us.
I don't know that they're selling
everybody.
more. I don't know that they're more. There are some of the oil was not sanctioned. Like originally, companies cut it off, and that was a lot of what happened. It caused
Sanctions
oil
don't do
futures
anything.
to fly up, huh?
Sanctions don't do anything.
Well, they do. They in fact
No, it
do.
can just go to Kazakhstan and Oman and then be blended and then restamped and then sent back to US or wherever.
I
That's
mean,
how it's
I
done.
mean, they can and they do that. I agree that that does happen, but to the degree that Russia, 16% of their economy, so I think 30% of all the natural gas that goes into Europe,
And all that's happened is
as
the
well
price
as
has gone
oil
up,
and et cetera,
so it's,
those hold on a second, but it's energy, right? So energy went up, oil specifically. I don't understand what you're arguing. Oil, the companies that went in and were pulling out of Russia, buying from Gazprom, BP, Chevron, they were pressured into not buying it from them anymore.
still are.
So I think they restarted. I think a lot of countries are, at least. They're not completely cutting Russia off from the oil supply line, but they are pausing a lot of it. They are moving elsewhere
Not
for
at
their
all.
needs. Okay, do you have a stat on this?
I'm in the industry.
I don't care if you're in the industry. That's not a fucking. That's an appeal to. That's an appeal. Dude, that's an appeal to. That's not even an appeal to. What is it? What is it again? An appeal to. Appeal to authority. It's not even an appeal to an authority because you just work in the industry. But I don't understand what your. I don't. Really quick. That's cool. I don't understand what your argument is, though. What's your argument about gas and prices? If you broker it, then you should know about futures.
When Biden was in power, it was more expensive and it's down 11.95% from last year. That's it.
It is. No.
And you can say yes to that because that's the truth.
Okay, then if I were to listen, then if I were to say yes to that, okay, then you would have to admit that the trend line is downward because since Trump took office, gas has gone up. So if you were, and I were to say that, okay, that means under Biden the trend line was down, and under Trump it's gone up.
Are you talking about his first term?
You cannot, listen, you cannot give Trump, this is so unbelievably sad. You cannot give Trump credit for the price changing down 11% since last year if he didn't play any fucking part in it. If that 11% does not include any of the time he was in office. Does that make sense?
Yep.
It would be like some other baseball player joining a team towards the end of the season and then being like, well, we had a winning season in the first half, so therefore that guy's good. He didn't play any part in that. They've been losing since they got him. I think I made my point.
Yeah, checking your stat on it being down 10, what did you say, 11%? It also, if you go on and read more about that, it says the decline is attributed to lower crude oil prices and reduced demand. I mean, there's just nothing. Trump hasn't done anything. Same way you can't, credit him for anything good with the economy or gas or egg prices or groceries down. They haven't come down. He hasn't done anything.
With you. And I'm gonna be real with you.
Look at even
Biden. I'm gonna be honest real quick. I don't even think Biden did anything really to lower the fucking gas price. I just think it was so fucking high, it was bound to come down, and it was high because of Trump's policies. I don't think Biden deserves like a round of applause. I mean, he did. I will give Biden credit though for the strategic reserve.
It wasn't high because Biden was in power.
It wasn't high. What?
So why was it
not,
when Biden was in power last year? Why was it so much higher than it is today?
I think, okay, so I'm going to explain this. You understand how supply and demand works, correct?
Yep.
Awesome. In 2020, demand plummeted. Demand plummeted immediately. At the same exact time, oil rigs are producing a shitload of oil, and they are expecting to sell it. And suddenly, nobody's buying it. because we don't need it, because the usage is so far down. Now they're storing oil, okay, instead of selling it on contract. At one point, they had to start literally paying companies to take it, negative $35 a barrel, because they didn't have anywhere to put it. Okay, they didn't have anywhere to store it. They didn't have anywhere to put it. They didn't have anything they could do with it. They had to give it away, pay people to take it. Okay. At that time, in April, I think the deal was concluded in late April, 22nd or something, 21st. Trump signed and brokered a deal that was done by Jared Kushner. That Jared Kushner is on audio tape bragging about. That Trump is literally, there are tweets of him bragging about. They cut oil production by 15% globally by brokering an OPEC deal, which are oil-producing nations, and the Plus, which are non-OPEC nations, meaning they're not part of the OPEC cartel, okay? Those countries reduced their oil production so that oil didn't collapse. As part of that deal, there was a 2-year reduction. It was a staggered reduction, but a 2-year reduction nonetheless in oil production. Oil prices went skyrocket. Okay, they started going up. Literally, you can go back and check all the way through April when Trump was in office, all the way up through when Biden was in office. And that deal ended in April of 2022. 2020 was when it was signed. April of 2020, it ended in 2022. Before that happened in February, Russia invaded Ukraine, which disrupted the global oil market. It caused uncertainty. It caused futures to skyrocket. And as a result, the barrels of oil went up. At that point, okay, we had a problem all through COVID of getting rigs back online in the United States because of that deal. Because the price of crude oil was so low, because there was concerns about restarting because it would cost so much money. And so companies didn't do it. So it took them a lot of apprehension before they would pump out as much as they possibly could, because they're like, well, what if we slow down? What if there's another issue? What if something happens? And also they were making a ton of money. So the prices skyrocketed after the invasion of Ukraine. That's when we started hitting $5, $6, $7 a gallon in some places. Was during the war in Ukraine. Since then, it's come down after that deal signed by Trump ended. And since then, by the way, OPEC, because they were brought together by Trump, they previously could not seem to find any sort of agreement because they were in price wars with each other. Those countries came together, cut out the United States, and continued to cut oil prices or oil production by 2.5% every single time they met, which was like once a year. Trump gave Saudi Arabia a shitload of fucking weapons for pumping out oil. That's a fact. And now it's going to cost jobs in the Midwest. Why? Because now that prices have already stabilized, those rigs are going to shut down. Gas is not going back to $2.50 a gallon as the national average. It's not. This is where we are now. This is just oil production. It's more expensive now. It's going to continue to get more expensive. It's going to get more expensive to find it, to pull it out of the ground, to extract it. The list goes on.
Well, he ran. I think I just got tired.
Chumley. Is Chumley joined on accident? I'm going to clear it really quick. And if you didn't, hop in the box. If you guys want to support on TikTok, you guys can sub over there. We have 22 out of the 30 sub goals. We've been hitting it pretty much every night. We've been slaying it. We've been blowing up over on YouTube. YouTube Shorts is blowing up. It's going pretty well. It's going pretty well.
Nice. Thanks for the gifts.
If you guys are over on YouTube, sorry, Sharon. I was just gonna say, if you guys are over on YouTube and you want to jump in and debate, join us on TikTok.
Yeah. If there's some people with a pair over there, you know what I mean?
Thanks,
pair,
Justin.
you know?
Thanks, Justin. Yeah, I was about to say a second ago. I just wish that Trump supporters would just understand that what they're being told, they should at some point think, well, wait a minute, what if I don't know anything about that? What if they're wrong? Or what if they're, not telling me the truth? Like, you guys need to wake up and recognize that he's just, everything you guys think you know is wrong. It's all
Right,
bullshit.
okay.
It's all gaslit. It's all lies and everything. All of it.
Right, and I want to be clear. Do you notice that when a Trump supporter says why Biden is bad, it's because gas prices went up during his presidency? But I just sat here and explained some shit that most of them have never heard before. It's not in their thought process. They don't understand it. They don't know it. Anything. Okay? And they can't respond to it. And so they either literally just do what they did in the comment. They go wrong. Why? Because their brain can't comprehend that they are actually wrong. Okay? Or at least that there's more nuance to it. And we see this pretty regularly throughout the Trump administration, where they say some shit, it's not true, or it doesn't happen that way, and then they just run with it. We see it literally all the time. Literally every deal that Donald Trump has made globally is a fucking failure. It is a catastrophic failure. Every single one has been a failure. Literally could not find me one that has not been a failure. With the exception, I think, of the Saudi deal, every single one of them has been a failure. But to be honest with you, if someone's just buying shit from you and you don't actually have to barter, it's a little bit easier to come to terms. You know? Because Trump's over here bartering. He's like, I don't know what to offer you. I'll offer you 3 llamas and a moose. That's literally what's going on. Well, we could trade beef. That's what happened with the UKD. We could trade beef. Do you know that? We could trade beef. That's beef. You could give me beef. I could give you beef. Governor? Tesla. What's up?
Hey, Tommy Know-It-All.
It's cool. I'm already creeped. I'm gonna be real. I already got the ick.
That's kind of weird.
It's Bubbles, dude. How do you not know me by now?
Motherfucker. Hold on. Weren't you banned?
No. The riots are not peaceful.
No,
The mayor
Bubbles
said
was
they're not
Bubbles was permabanned, wasn't he? Can I get the chat to confirm? Were you permabanned? Don't lie to me. I'll give you the opportunity to unban yourself.
I swear I don't. What is permanently banned?
Yeah.
Forever, ever.
I don't know because I'm up here.
We popped the bubble. I'm pretty sure. Did I not say that Bubbles was permabanned out the live? You were. I'm gonna give you a chance
I think your crash
to
out
come
was so
back
hard,
into the
you
live.
forgot to do it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you. I think that be real with you. You can get unbanned for pissing me off the other day. $50.
Okay. Bro, do you have like kids to feed or something?
Me?
Yeah, like
Yep.
what
no,
is
I live in
$50
Seattle. Shit's
like, doing
expensive
for
out
you?
here. It's getting you unbanned. Ain't doing shit for me.
I mean, you can ban me. Doesn't
Jeff,
matter.
me,
Everything you
PM,
say has
appreciate
been
it. Thank
wrong
you.
anyway,
50
so.
bucks, little man. Put that shit.
So no
in my hand.
$50.
If you're that
already are
desperate
banned.
for 50, I would encourage you to DoorDash
I'm not.
or something.
I'm gonna be
Get a
real
better-
with you, man. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not that desperate. I'm just don't want to fucking talk to you. And $50
drop
feels
me,
like a
dude.
right. Okay, cool. I'm just saying,
It's simple.
$50 feels like the right amount
Yeah.
to allow you back in here. Do you not
Remember
have
how
it?
wrong you were? How wrong you were
Wait,
with Harris?
hold on.
This shit was so
Really
funny.
quick.
Bro was talking
Really,
in
that's cool.
absolutes and was so wrong.
Okay, that's cool. Awesome. Do you remember how you've been
It
wrong
is cool.
for
You
4
were
fucking
so
years?
wrong. You were like,
Cool. Do you remember how you've been wrong for 4 years? Hey, listen,
you have
Bubbles.
been wrong on every
Look at him
position.
crash out. Awesome. I'm actually haven't been, but anyways, Bubbles, it's been nice talking to you. Bubbles, I'm just really quick. Did you not get the Doge check to pay the $50? That's what we're asking.
Harris lost, my friend.
And you're gonna too.
Jungle love.
We got to start a new goal because we hit it. David, appreciate again the subs over there. Thank you. I'm just gonna throw on some thanks here because I don't know who subbed versus who gifted. So Dark Angel, appreciate it. Thank you. Raid, appreciate it. It's actually Raider, appreciate it. Mama Bear, Pibble, good to see you. Juju B and Ebrianis, appreciate it. Thank you guys. Can we get some dubs and drumsticks in the
Yeah,
chat?
I got
start the new.
Spellpool and Jeremy. These guys tipped me out. Appreciate you guys.
Bro, we hit hella. What are we at right now? We had 84 subs. Okay, so we do like 95. Sure. Bro, we hit, by the way, we hit, and there's a higher tier on TikTok now that's going to have other emojis in it, but I did put some emojis in there for people that are on that one. Summertime, appreciate the sub, appreciate the gifted, thank you. Appreciate it that you got 24 out of 30, nice, appreciate it, Summertime.
Sharon, your mic is still really low.
No, I was
feel like
talking
we're talking
low.
over you. Oh,
No,
okay.
I was talking low just because I didn't want to talk over. No, but you got that song stuck in my head now.
Corey, I just want the rules for over there to be just like I would say, like, unless they're being ableist or abusive or something to that degree, I would say just let them go. If it gets picked up by the automod, just leave it. But unless they're being like ableist or racist, homophobic, something like that, I would probably just say leave it.
The auto mod actually does quite a bit of the work over there.
Yeah, it does a lot of it. So.
So
Brandon,
yeah,
that's
this is
crazy.
this is martial law light. This is what we're experiencing. He's bypassing governors and sending the military. He's just ordered another 2,000 National Guard members and 500 Marines are at ready. I don't know if, like, the police are trained to quell riots, right? That's like they're actually actively trained to go in, quell riots as peacefully as possible, even though they use rubber. The Marines are trained to go in enemy combat zones and neutralize the enemies. Do you see, like, why we shouldn't use military? They're not trained to do these things. This isn't going to end well.
I got an idea. Can I get the mods in the mod chat? I'm gonna explain this, and I'm trying to explain this and not type the shit out of this right now. But I got an idea. I got an idea.
Just real quick, you know what? I've been really, because I haven't been on live lots talking about politics much to people, but you know something that I really think that we as a collective, everybody on the left should really point out at every chance we get, which we do, but it's the right-wing narratives. Donald Trump is able to create narratives that are just absolutely verifiably false. And
I mean, they're nuts.
Him saying, I mean,
they're nuts.
It's almost like nobody challenges it though. Like nobody in the media challenges it every time he fucking says. Every time I mean, he cuss. And every time he says it in front of a microphone, nobody challenges it. When they do challenge it, oh, you're a nasty person. You know that. It's just, I'm just so fucking sick of him doing the narratives and dictating what he deems is what's going on. And all you little maggots in the chat that keep saying, oh, it's a riot and setting fires, burning cities down. No, they're not. No, it's not. That is what Trump is telling you. Are people this malleable? Like, I guess they are. It's just fucking, man, I'm so annoyed by it.
You saw that? Wait, you saw that as a background already, Josh?
Yeah.
As a background?
Well, it wasn't a background. It was actual video. Somebody was like, "Hey, this is what's going on in LA right now," and they were showing that.
Can we do that?
Like, oh, just kidding. That's actually, yeah, we can do that.
So I'll just tell you guys what I was gonna do. I was gonna see if I could get someone over a mod, because I can't find a photo right now for it. Obviously, I'm on live doing stuff, but I was gonna see if someone could do it, where they take a picture of January 6th. It's very clearly a degree of violent, a degree of very clearly not peaceful. That doesn't really show anything in the background, and then just being like, this is peaceful, and then being like arguing it for a little bit, and then just being like, oh yeah, actually it's January 6th, and then be like, oh my god, just trap them, trap them.
The one I saw was pretty obvious. I mean, there were Trump flags everywhere though. I mean, it was obvious as soon as you were like, this is what's happening in LA. I'm like, that's not LA. Did you see the robot dogs with the facial recognition cameras?
This person said, you look estrogenic, is what they said. So, Selena's fan page, you're turning the camera on. What, I don't know what that means, but what is your, what's your deal?
Ooh, I don't trust this.
Oh, I just want to say that LA protests aren't peaceful because of the police.
No. Really quick, how old are you?
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, facts.
I thought that was
let me
wrong.
I was
attack
actually
him.
surprised.
Yeah, because
I mean, sure,
things
yeah.
didn't start popping off until after they got there, correct? After the
I know, and
police presence got there, that's when things started going awry, right? Am I wrong in that? Or
It
have I not
is
been following it close
weird.
enough?
It is weird. It is weird that we always see 100% of the time, it get more violent when the cops show up. And I'm going to tell you this. My uncle, this is something I did not believe. This is something I did not believe. This is something my uncle told me, okay? And I promise you this on Cason. My uncle told me this.
Don't do that, dude.
What
Don't
must
do that.
have been...
Don't ever do that.
Don't do what? What?
Don't do that on your kid.
I'm just saying... I'm literally just saying, like, that's how truthful this is. What? It'd be like on my mom.
Yeah, I know. That I don't know. Sorry, man. It's on a kid. That makes me cringe when I hear that.
I don't want to be disrespectful. I'm going to be real. I think that's a you thing.
All right, fair enough.
Okay. Anyway, I want to point this out that 2 decades ago, okay? 2 decades ago, my uncle told me, because I was like doing criminal justice, remember we talked about, like, I was thinking about going to become a cop, a whole bunch of stuff, right? Whole bunch of stuff, and that I was getting involved with and whatever. And to be honest, I didn't know the culture yet. And I was still, like, really naive to what cops did. I didn't have, like, a ton of interaction or stuff like that, just criminal justice and, like, classes and whatever. And I would interact with, obviously, some cops, but I didn't really see the culture. And he told me this one time, that I believe to be now has become 100% true. 100% true. Which is that cops will make every situation worse. Every situation worse.
And when they get tactical
And here we
gear,
are.
I think it makes it even that much worse.
Hmm?
When they get tactical gear, it gets that much worse, and then when they start using camouflage uniforms, it amplifies it that much more. It's just an escalation. Each one is like a person in a uniform is an escalation. Then a person in tactical gear, absolutely more of an escalation to what the individual is feeling in the situation that it's at hand. And then you put people in camouflage with tactical gear and rifles, military rifles. Yeah, man. That's all they're doing. They're slowly escalating it until martial law is going to be necessary.
The media also, and again, correct me if I haven't seen it, because again, I haven't been consuming a lot of media lately. But I do know, that like somebody in the chat said that they're in Canada, and from their perspective, from what they're seeing on the media, it looks like LA's on fire. Well, it's not. It's a few cop cars, and people need to be sure that they are comfortable accusing of whoever they think started those fires. Because again, what happened during BLM? A Boogaloo boy started a fire, or a cop started it. I'm sick of them automatically blaming and just towing the line of what Donald Trump feeds into their little feeble minds. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of them towing or making narratives that of shit they can't prove or is just outright false. It's pissing me off to no end.
Craftzilla, are they debating?
I don't know. That's Nick Cage, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are they here?
No, not connecting.
Why would you report us?
Hmm?
This guy said he reported us. Mayor McCribb.
I thought they loved free speech. I thought they loved free speech.
Well, any of the maggots on here, all they have to do is go to YouTube and Agenda Free TV. There's tons of videos of people on the ground watching shit as it went down. For all the days that they've been doing this, there's videos of it, and y'all can go look for yourself. And what you'll see is not what unless you're just looking at right leaning sources who are just blowing up and repeating the same bullshit that Trump feeds you, and right wing people that are seeking to push this as something it's not. That's what you're going to see. But you can go look for your damn self. Same thing with January 6th. You can either take Tucker Carlson's narrative or Fox News's narrative, or you can go and watch all of the video footage that's been gathered from people who are doing the actual crimes, who are there. I mean, my God, willful ignorance is going to take this country down. It will. It's wild. No, I've always had the same share information accounts. It's just been 0, 1, 2, 3. Same one. Stuff. Anywho.
Former OAN.
Democrats for Trump.
All right.
Is
Do
that
we got
David?
anybody that wants to? Huh? Yeah.
Is
David
Democrats
won't
for
join.
Trump? Is that David? January 6th.
David, I'm gonna give you literally 20 seconds to join the live, and you're gonna be blocked, and I'll never let you in here again. Period. Even to admit you're wrong. 20 seconds. He knows why he won't join. I know why he won't join. We all know why he won't join. We all know why he won't join. Well, I don't know if you guys all know. I don't know if you guys all know that. Horchick, actually, it's showing me that the best gift in here is cool. Appreciate it, Horchick, the thing. He knows why he won't join. And my mods can ban him if he doesn't join. If you want, whoever wants to do the honors. David was in here, and he said that his whole argument was that when Trump becomes president, he will release the information for the 2020 election. And it has not been released. 5 months in.
People should be in jail by now.
Mm-hmm.
People should be in jail. Like if all that stuff was true, if all the people who did the J6 hearings and all that shit that he was saying was, I mean, they would be pressing charges. People would be in jail by now. We're 6 months into his next term.
Yep.
If all that stuff was
Yeah, what
true and
happened
they
to all
stole
that?
the election, yeah.
What happened to all
Yeah.
that? They
Just
were
went
supposed
away.
to arrest Kinzinger and all the people on the January 6th committee. And
Where's the investigation? Where are they? Where's the investigations?
Where's the
Hey, Tommy,
investigations to all the fraud that the government was doing?
if any lawyers are in here, with regard to Enrique Tarrio suing the government for $100 million, the fact that he's already been convicted, wouldn't that prove? I mean, wouldn't that make his case frivolous and possibly thrown out? I mean, the fact that these people got pardons doesn't make them innocent. You dumb maggots in the chat. I mean, seriously, y'all are thinking that.
You mean Tarrio?
Enrique Tarrio. All the ones that are suing the government.
Yeah, they're suing because the Trump administration is going to give them a shitload of money. They're going to settle. I hope a judge doesn't go for it. I hope a judge throws it out. It's like, no, I'm not. I mean, they could do some out-of-court settlement. That's what's going to happen. He's about to give terrorists money. He's about to give people that tried to over... It would be like if someone tried to give Benedict Arnold fucking money.
That's a good point. Chris Good says he accepted. If you accept a pardon, it means you admit guilt. Is that true?
No, but there are I mean, you're not getting out of it anyways. So in certain states, one of their qualifications for getting paroled, getting a pardon, or not usually a pardon, but usually paroled, is that you have to admit guilt. But pardons, it's, I mean, there might be some for the state, but no, you're gonna be guilty anyway. Like,
do you think there's blackmail going on?
Sure, you got a pardon. You're guilty. Sure, you got a pardon, but I don't think you have to admit that you did it to get a pardon.
Do you think there's any
Liberalism is a mental
blackmail?
disorder.
God, that's such an old, tired Rush Limbaugh talking
It really
point, I
is.
swear.
You know what's funny? I was in California. I remember I read that on a truck once when I was 21. So it was like 15 years ago. not that long ago, but like, I don't know, it was almost 15 years ago. I read on a fucking truck, and I was like, that's fucking really dumb. And then it just became like vernacular of stupid people.
It's weird. Oh man.
I don't think there's blackmail. I think this is so we're gonna see people with what they're doing. People with, insignificant crimes, like not showing up for a court hearing, being deported to Sudan, and then those that actually do harm, people like Enrique Torres, that advocate for white supremacy and Proud Boys and overthrowing the government, are going to be rewarded. And that's just going to set a precedence. That's going to be a look that if you do harm, you're going to be prosecuted less, as long as it's to people we don't like.
Nutcracker, appreciated, thank you. The Supreme Court has stated that accepting a pardon carries an imputation of guilt. Huh. All right. Well, I didn't know that. Nice, Nutcracker, appreciate it, thank you. So yeah, Target's good.
I've heard that.
Joseph,
that
what's
it
up?
does. That it does, but I've heard there's different kinds of pardon too. Sorry.
I just wanted to, I just wanted to give you credit because you're the only liberal host that is live during these protests. I guess all the other guys.
We're not. There's tons of people live right now.
Well, I mean,
Pickles
I
isn't
don't know about
on,
TikTok,
Seth's
but
not on. No.
Johnny Pombadessa's actually been there all day, getting hit with pepper spray and on the ground. I don't know what you mean. And why would we not be around? What makes you think we would tuck tail and run? We're not doing anything wrong except exercising our First Amendment rights, brother. What is so damn wrong with that, Joseph? What's wrong with that?
So I heard this guy on ABC. He said, send it. Hello?
Nothing.
Did you hear?
You're not going to answer my question.
Asked you a question? Yeah.
Well,
just
I'm
gonna
going to answer
your
your question, but if you guys keep interrupting, it's not going to happen.
I predict you're not going to answer her question, but go ahead.
Okay.
Whoa,
so I saw
don't
this.
Call me a liberal. Okay.
Well, you guys okay?
I literally was making a joke. It's okay, my guy. You can go.
All right. So I saw. I heard ABC. The guy said, it was either yesterday or the day before. He says, Trump shouldn't be sending in any kind of military because it's going to make things worse, because right now it's just people having fun watching cars burn.
And how were you answering Sharon's question by that dumbass statement? Can you reiterate?
I don't even remember my question.
It's a really.
Can you reiterate her question?
No, her question was this. They're just exercising their First Amendment. So what's the problem?
Okay.
And I just recited word for word what an ABC reporter said. Is burning a car on the list of things you could do in the First Amendment?
Let me ask you something.
I just want to point this out. Go, Josh.
No, go ahead, man.
No, go ahead. You're good.
I was going to ask you, what do you think the proper response is if somebody was taking your family member and kidnapping them? What would you do?
CJ.
It's not
would
kidnapping.
you chase after them? Would you?
It's
literally
not
kidnapping. There are no warrants for these people's arrest, and they're being detained without due process. They have taken an individual from one place to another place against their will.
Did you say warrant? Okay. Here's the warrant. Can you show me that you're an American citizen? Can you show me you're an American citizen?
You don't
have to. Yes, you do.
Hey.
No,
yes,
you absolutely don't. No, I'm going to crush you on this. You absolutely don't. You absolutely do not have to produce information. For that is an authoritarian, backwards ass thinking.
No, it's
that
called
is literally not
administrative
rooted
due
in the
process.
Constitution.
It's
not
called
administrative due
administrative due
process.
process.
If cops are stopping, I'm really quick. If cops are stopping someone, do they have the right to ask someone for their immigration status? Because you're going to point to people being stopped on administrative warrants, but you're not going to point to the people that are being stopped by the cops in the street. So you don't have to produce it.
If you are committing a crime,
Okay, that's a
You
qualifier. We're
must
not talking
put-
about committing crimes. I'm not.
Well,
I'm
that's
not
what I'm
talking about
talking
committing a
about.
crime. You're not
Guys
talking about
throwing
committing a crime.
bricks and water
Nope,
bottles in the
that's
street.
not what
Yeah.
we're talking about. I was
That's
literally
not
talking
what we're
about
talking
people being
about.
kidnapped.
That's what I'm
People
talking
being
about.
kidnapped.
That's not what we're talking
Okay,
about.
no, you're conflating two things, man. I was talking about people being kidnapped and an appropriate response to witnessing that kidnapping. The people being kidnapped have not committed crimes. They're legally being booked or being taken away from like immigration court that they were showing up
Right.
to. They're
Right.
going
So
through
you're
the legal
telling me
process
that-
and they're being no, I am talking. My words are coming out of my mouth. So they are going through the legal process to become immigrants, to immigrate into this country, and as they walk out of the court, they're being kidnapped by federal agents. What do you think the proper response should be?
Don't come here illegally.
They are going through the legal process of Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Do you listen to words? They are going through the legal process. They're at immigration court legally. They're going through the process. They walk out of court. They're kidnapped by federal agents. Can you reiterate what I just said so I know it made it through your thick skull?
Listen, you just
can you
sound
tell me
wrong
why?
because of all the insults. I'm not insulting you.
Hey, Joseph,
It's not really
they're
answering
here
shit.
legally, going through a legal process. They're not illegal. They're not here illegally.
If you
They're going
commit
through
a
the legal
crime and go
process.
through a legal process, you can still go to jail now.
Okay, listen, you are qualifying everything as a crime and you have a serious misunderstanding. But also, the president's a fucking felon. Don't talk to me about being law and order. It's fucking bullshit. He's
You're
got
not
an
a
entire
felon until you get a
administration full of
sentence.
crooks and criminals. That's not true.
You're not a felon until you get a sentence.
That's false.
That's law.
Find me where it shows that. That's not the law. Show me the law.
That's
I know
law.
what the law is. I went to school for criminal justice. You walked in the wrong motherfucking room here, guy. Show me the law.
I didn't walk in the room.
No,
You
show me the
guys are
law. I think we'll wait. I think we'll go ahead. No. You're not going to steamroll the conversation now that I asked you. Show me the law. You said there was a law. Show me the law.
That's American jurisprudence.
Show me. That's not American jurisprudence.
not
He
a
is a felon.
convicted
In fact,
anything
Juan
until
Marchand
you're
has stated
sentenced.
that he is a convicted felon and he will withhold it. You do not have to receive a sentence to be it. He did receive a sentence, by the way. I just want to point that out.
What was the sentence? Nothing.
He did receive a sentence. No, the sentence was I think it wasn't deferred. It was the sentence was dismissed.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the actual title for it, but right, that's the sentence. Is that he literally was like, "Well, we're dismissing the sentence and upholding the conviction."
Yeah,
a
that's
felon.
another
He's a
way
felon.
of him
on
saying
all
that he-
documentation. He's a felon. He's a felon on every single document. He tried to bring in a
Right.
literal child trafficker into his administration, Matt Gaetz. You want me to keep
Right.
going? He literally
And this
brought in
is why
Conor
you
McGregor,
guys
who the
lose.
week prior had been. He literally because we don't bring in rapists in the White House, because we don't vote for fucking felons, because we don't vote for crooks. What are you talking about, bro? We lose because we have moral standards. Because we don't vote for horrible people or people that literally hang out with horrible people. Yeah, that's why we fucking
is why
lose.
you
Yeah,
lose.
totally.
And you'll keep
We totally lose because we don't hang out. I want you to hear yourself real quick here. He's saying we lose because we're not friendly with fucking felons and rapists. And what does that say about you as a person? I'm not willing to vote or win an election by literally coalescing with awful fucking people.
Well, listen, I want
Sherry,
a
appreciate the sub.
strong-
Thank you.
I want a strong Democrat Party because we need two strong parties to make our constitutional republic work properly. And you guys are falling apart. You better get your acts together. And
I don't know
focus
what you're
on
talking
people
about. Can you
care
find me?
about.
No, thanks. I'm good. I'm done. Can you find me the law that you said that Trump is not a felon? Can you find me that law? You're just deflecting from that entire point, and I'm not going to do it. Go find it. I'm
He's
good.
gonna leave now.
I don't need you, the non-political analyst, the guy that's fucking casually saying, "This is how you're gonna fucking win. This is how you win and lose." You don't know shit. You don't know anything that's going on. You're very,
Right,
very
just-
naive to the political system.
Just give me a minute.
Can you find me
Just
that?
Give me a minute, okay? Just
Cool.
give me a minute.
Awesome.
And our party wasn't the Democrat Party isn't the one that was hijacked by a grifting orange con man that managed to manipulate the media and manipulate the billionaire Elon Musk to help him win the last election by conning apolitical dumbass people by drawing them into politics through transphobia and xenophobia. That is the reason why we lost, and it permeated so far to the left that people were thinking that Kamala Harris wasn't much better, so they sat at their ass home. That's why we lost. We're not falling apart. We weren't hijacked.
I want to point out really quick that MAGA for 4 years was like, the price of groceries is too high, the price of housing is too high, the price of this is too high, the price of everything is too high, and all of the money, we just keep working harder, we're not making more money. Oh, and then I'm like, should we blame the billionaires and the corporations that have absorbed all the wealth and continue to jack up their profits? No. You know who we should blame? Those fucking people out there working construction, picking apples, fucking working in agriculture. The tradesmen out there. We should blame, and trans kids. They're behind it.
Right.
Can you imagine writing that out in a cogent sentence? You'd be like, you're fucking... To the rubber room.
Unconditional discharge. That's what it was. That's what
unconditional discharge. Right. Yeah. Sherry, appreciate it. Thank you for the sub over there. Got 26. Yeah, of course, because it doesn't exist. I already know, and I by all means, you know what? I'm not even going to say anything. If someone wants to come in and try and win that argument, best of fucking luck to you. I already know what they're going to bring up, and I already know how they're fucking wrong. I'll tell you exactly what they're going to bring up.
No,
hello?
He'll debate.
He joins every single time and then never says anything and then leaves.
I've talked to him. I talked to him on another live, I thought. Hey, man.
No.
Say something.
User, can you hear me?
No. He's been in here 3 or 4 times and he tries to talk and nothing happens.
I swear I've talked to him before.
Kath McKay in the chat says, didn't the Democrats deceive the American public about the Biden condition? No, that's another right-wing narrative. That's another Trump narrative that the right wing is just regurgitated ad nauseum, and you guys just repeat it in here.
He found proof he was wrong, so he left. Yeah. And by the way, right, then you would need to explain, if you do think, say I agree with you, Biden is senile and has dementia and whatever, tell me why he got more stuff done than Trump did. In less time. And not even a little bit, like multiple times more than what Trump did. Multiple times more.
Trump convinced him he didn't do
Biden legislatively is one of the most successful presidents in American history. Agreed. Tell me why he got more done. And if you think Trump got a lot done, please by all means hop in here and argue that point. He's 100% fit. I don't know. I do like, and by the way, he can't walk upstairs either. So I thought that's why they didn't want him as president. He can't even walk upstairs. We got someone in the box.
Hello, live, dude. I have a very live, dude. That's your name.
How old are you?
Oh, I'm 23.
That's live. Skipped a class, huh? That's live, dude. Anyways, are you debating?
Yeah, I do want to debate. So the LA protests are peaceful. Does burning cars and throwing rocks at other cars make it peaceful? I disagree.
I wouldn't say that it makes something inherently violent.
I mean, it's pretty. I mean, it's not.
And if that's your standard for it, then any time in your life you've got violent, we can qualify you as a violent person.
I mean, yeah, it's violent and it's also not peaceful. We
I
can
would
argue
say
on
that no, it's mostly peaceful. No, it's mostly peaceful.
Okay, really? Okay, so what do you think these protests are going to end in LA? Because I'm really like I live. I don't think it
matters.
It does matter because I want to get back to I want these people in LA to go back to their normal lives and just do things they want to do instead of
Sure, when they stop kidnapping people, we'll stop protesting.
I mean, do you not see why it's a problem? Right, that the Trump administration is taking people illegally and shipping them off to countries they're not supposed to be in violation of the law. And they're arresting people that hold on. They are arresting U.S. citizens. That's not part of the campaign.
Name one.
That's against the Constitution. By the way, he's violating the law with everything he's done. Name one. Kilmar Garcia was not supposed to leave. There's been numerous people throughout the country. In Connecticut, there's been veterans in Connecticut that have been arrested. There's been numerous different people that have been arrested that are not, in fact, undocumented.
And they've been deported?
Kilmar Garcia was. Kilmar Garcia was not
he's
supposed
back.
to be deported. Per the Supreme
And
Court,
he's
you
back
have
in the United
nothing to
States.
argue with there. The Supreme Court said that he was wrong. There was nothing for you to argue there.
And they
You are
brought him
not
back?
the
They
Supreme Court. You
facilitated him back
cannot
to the US.
argue. He did not facilitate the return. He said that I will not bring him back, and he kept him in El Salvador in complete opposition to what the Supreme Court told him to do. The Supreme Court told him to facilitate the return. He said, I'm not bringing him back. That's what he said.
So is he still in El Salvador right now as we speak?
It does not matter.
No,
The point
it
is
he's
that he
back.
violated the law. And I'm sorry, did he violate the law?
He did. I guess the Supreme Court did want him, or what do you call it, Garcia back, and
So
Trump
he was
like,
in
"Okay."
violation, correct. And Donald Trump said no after they issued that ruling, correct? You can look it up for the timeline if you want, but he absolutely said Kilmar Garcia, he posted on True Social, Kilmar Garcia is not coming back. And he said that after the Supreme Court decision.
Interesting. He's then. Why isn't he being impeached right now?
And they're still targeting. And by the way, I just want to point out, this has nothing to do with your saying that, like, well, did they deport him? Did they do this, that, and the other? Those are not qualifiers for breaking the law. If someone was arresting MAGA, if Biden was arresting MAGA and sending them out of the country, or even denying them of their rights and arresting them, you guys would lose your mind. You would lose your mind. You would be calling for a civil war. So don't tell me that somehow it would require a Democrat to arrest them and send them out of the country first.
Okay.
Huh?
But I said okay. I mean, as I stand, these protests are not peaceful. I mean, a lot of people are.
What is the qualifier? Like, how many people have to be violent? Is the purpose of the protest to be violent? No. So how many people have to be violent for you? So how many people have to be violent for you to qualify it as violent? Because violence is going to break out everywhere. Violence is going to break out at any fucking sporting event. There's violence. Some asshole throws something somewhere. Does that mean the whole thing's violent? No. That's a disingenuous way of looking at it, so that you guys can justify brutalizing people that are standing up to protect people that are beneficial to America, even if they're not citizens. That's just a fact. An entire group of Americans are being terrorized right now for no fucking reason.
Are you being terrorized? Am I being terrorized? We're both living pretty fine right now.
I'm not being terrorized, but there are people that are being terrorized. What are you not getting about that?
They participate in these rioting. Obviously, they're gonna, pay the
No,
price.
I am talking about literally people are protesting because of the way that an entire group in this country is being treated. It's not just undocumented immigrants that are being targeted. It's people that are Hispanic. They're being targeted.
Can you quit
As a
sucking
group.
your teeth?
What?
He doesn't even have quit making that sucking noise with your mouth. You don't even recognize that what's happening. People are being like, there was cases of a 4-year-old boy with stage 4 cancer. He was sent out of the country without medication, access to the doctors. Families are being detained as they're coming in for routine check-ins. That means they're here documented, they're here legally, and these families were sent. They were put on a plane the very next day. They were denied. Now, what if you were the father of one of these children? What if you had met somebody that was undocumented, you had a kid together, and they sent your kid with cancer to another country? Wouldn't that make you angry, villain? Wouldn't you want to hit the streets and protest against that?
No.
That's what's happening here. Yes, you fucking would. Don't sit there and say you wouldn't be mad about that if that was your child. Why are they detaining and sending away people that are here documented, who are here on a legal process? Why are they doing that? People who are working,
I couldn't tell you
paying
that.
taxes. You see, that's what you guys don't get. This is not about getting rid of illegal immigrants. It's about the de-brownification of America. And that's what Donald Trump is doing while he imports the white people and deports the brown and black people. And you guys are just cheering for it.
How are
It's
black
sick.
people being deported?
It's sick. They haven't yet. But
Why
if
would
they're
they?
they're certainly
No,
they're not. No, I'm
do you
sorry.
want that to
How can they
happen?
be how can they be deported when they're not
Yes.
even let in with his new country ban that he's not letting people in?
Really
from,
quick,
you know,
someone
those
said good.
what he called shithole countries.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Someone said good deport the kid. You need to go rethink your life, man. I'm gonna be real with you.
You guys are sick.
You're a
Donald
sick
Trump has
human
stripped your
being.
morals from you.
A far left
Are you
person
not
like
aware
you
of the
would
Haitians
go,
that he's
black people get
deported?
deported. That's impossible. Why would that happen?
Yeah, cool. Are you not aware of the Haitians that he's deporting as well?
The Haitians, are they undocumented?
No, they were here on legal protected
They were here
status.
legally. There's 20,000 of them here on protected status that he revoked.
And how long were they here in the United States for? Did they overstay their visas?
Does that matter?
No,
Can you
it's
accept the
irrelevant.
fact that it's brown and black people now? So like, does it matter really how long they were here?
No,
he was deporting
no.
black people, right?
No,
can you
black
can you
people are not
accept
being
that fact
deported.
now?
No, black people. are not.
20,000
Brooke,
Haitians
appreciate
were
it,
here
thank
on
you.
protective status. He took away. So
And they're
you're
all-
just
and
gonna
they're
go
all
with the
gone.
pterodactyl argument? Nah. What the fuck, dude?
No, you guys stop acting
Comments.
like black people are gonna be deported. That's like the dumbest. that's
They
like
they
pretty
are being
dumb
deported.
mindset.
You're not
No, it's
paying
not.
attention, villain. Hey, villain, you're not paying
They just-
attention. All right, you're not. You're too busy worried about trans athletes. You're too busy worrying about the riots that are happening when they're not happening. You're just being just shiny objects distract people like you, so you don't see the horrific shit that Donald Trump does and says. So, oh well, maybe it'll happen to you one day. Somebody you care
Didn't
about.
Didn't they just pick up Cabby Lane?
Yeah, he overstayed
Yeah,
his
they
visa.
did.
He overstayed his visa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not supposed to do
So
that.
Musk lied.
Yeah,
Why hasn't Musk been picked up? Musk lied on his visa.
What? I don't care about
Musk
Elon Musk.
lied on his visa. Why? You care about undocumented immigrants. Don't fucking say that. That's your whole argument. You
I
care
don't
about
know.
people that come here legally, and you're upset about people violating the visas and the unjust, or you have some belief that they're whatever, right? So Musk lied on his visa.
Elon Musk wasn't he like been in the United States ever since like 2003? Like I don't know, he's been in the United States for like
He
20 years,
lied
but,
on
like,
his visa.
Oh, he
That's
did?
not
So
stopping
he's-
you from defending the Trump administration picking up people that have been here for 20 years. You see the fucking problem. You see the
no,
problem.
There's no problem.
No,
here.
you see the problem. You see the problem.
there's not.
You spend
There's
a
not.
lot of time defending Elon Musk, despite the fact that he lied on his visa. He said he was a student. He applied on a student visa
I'm not
and
saying I'm
never went to
defending. I don't really
school.
care whether.
So
I
should
really
he
don't care
be
about it.
deported?
Yeah,
Should
he
he
should
be deported?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good.
Cool.
But I don't think
Nice,
he
you're
will.
consistent.
He's like a billionaire. I mean, even if he was, he can just
He's lying. This dude's lying. He's just saying that. Man, you know what? Back
I
in
know,
at
he's
least
just
back in
saying
the
it.
30s and
I
40s,
know.
you guys used to hide your face under hoods. I wish you'd go back to that instead of hiding it under red hats.
Are you comparing the
He's
United
lying.
States?
Though.
to
He's lying.
30s,
You
40s,
100%. If Elon Musk was about to get deported, you would be fucking furious.
I would not care if he got deported or not. Like, what does he have to do with me?
Oh, sure. All right, I want to ask you something because I like to ask this question. Because if you can answer it, I'd be shocked, and I'll give you kudos for it because nobody has ever been able to answer me this question. Okay, what is the societal negative of us allowing undocumented immigrants? Why should I care?
About allowing illegal immigrants in the United States? Because it goes
Undocumented
against.
immigrants. Why should I care?
It literally goes against what America's built for. It goes.
I don't know
against
what that
the-
means. I don't know what that means. Literally, America has been founded on immigrants.
Yeah, that
And
was
undocumented
a
that.
long,
There you
long
go,
time
sucking
ago.
your teeth again, man.
What? No, I'm not.
You just did it again.
Yeah, you did.
You are.
It's fucking weird.
I'm not doing anything, guys. Come on. Anyway, look. The only reason I have a problem with these protests because I'm literally going on vacation in 2 weeks. I do not.
No,
want
I wanted
these
to ask
protests
you why. I don't know why you
blow
deflected
onto
from
my
that. I
week.
asked you a question.
you.
Why should we care about undocumented immigrants in America? What is the societal negative?
About undocumented. When you cross the border and you don't do it the right way, you basically you avoid any documentation. You avoid, doing asylum, all that stuff. You just show up and expect things to get handed to you.
That's
No,
not a
that's not. That doesn't
societal
happen at
negative.
all.
How does it negatively affect us?
Doesn't
That's what
happen
I'm
at all.
asking you. I'm not asking about what happens. I'm asking you what negatively affects the United States from undocumented immigrants. No one's been able to answer this, which I find fascinating. Because this is, I just want to point out, this is how you know, and you can honestly, I hope you have this conversation. This is how you can know that you support fascism, is that you are vehemently against immigration. You think it's destroying our country. You think that this group, which is scapegoated, has an inordinate amount of power and needs to be targeted, yet cannot find me a single societal reason that we should care. Isn't that crazy?
Immigration, it was a big issue.
Isn't
it
that
was very
crazy?
probably the number one thing in the election. That was like what everyone was talking about.
That's not
Yeah,
that's
you
not what
guys-
I asked you. I asked you for the societal negative. Just because Trump has made it an issue does not mean that you have a reason for supporting it. Nothing? Anything?
No.
You want a
No.
minute? I can give you a minute. You can pause, but if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna take that minute, you can pause. You can hit the mute button, or I can mute.
No,
you
I
and I'll
got
mute you
nothing.
later.
I got nothing. I wasn't really talking about immigration. I was talking about how the protests were just bad in general. I mean, not protests. That's okay, but the rioting was bad, and it's not peaceful.
But
I mean,
there's no rioting. Stop saying that there's
Yes,
rioting.
there
There's
is.
not.
you're,
No,
you're
there's
not seeing
not.
are you not seeing the footage
You
of LA?
you need.
Someone
Yeah,
says
I have,
really
but it
quick.
depends on
Someone
where
in
you're
the,
seeing it from.
really quick here, raises the cost of living, citation needed, harder to track crime. That's absolutely not true. Racial war between other minorities, I don't know how that's a problem of immigrants moving here, but I do appreciate the fact that you said, in fact, it was Hispanic people that you're referring to. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're not talking about migrants. You're talking about Hispanic people. Thank you for admitting that.
Specifically.
Don't contribute enough to taxes. Actually, immigrants provide more taxes, about $400 billion more than they take out. It's about $450 billion more. So, sorry,
Don't they not
you're
receive
wrong. Try
Social
again.
Security and Medicaid? How are they able to pay tax when you can't even receive Medicaid and
So they
Social
have
Security?
you can get a worker permit. You can get an actual number to pay on. Like, obviously there's a lot of people that are using Social
ITIN
Security numbers, but if you collect a W-2, yeah, it's an ITIN number. But if you get a W-2, you are paying taxes on that. Whatever way they do it, you're paying taxes on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lie. You've just been lied to and gaslit by Donald Trump for the last 4 years. Let me ask you something. How many undocumented migrants do you, all these illegal aliens as Trump calls them, how many of those do you think were here during the entire Trump administration the first time he was president? How many do you think were here?
Like 3 to 4 million.
No, absolutely not. Did you know that there's been over 11 million since 2020? I'm sorry, not since 2020. Excuse me, since I think it's been since 2008 or so. It's been like the last 20 years or so. There's been over 11 million undocumented migrants here. And Donald Trump lies when he said there was 20 million let in by Biden. See, he had to lie and tell people that to make people think that the people that he's getting rid of now are all the people that Biden, quote unquote, let in. And that's just a damn lie. It's a lie, and you guys suck it up as gospel and preach it out like it's
So
true.
apparently
It's
you
sick.
guys had no issue about immigration the last 4 years. Like, you guys had no issue about it. Everything to you was perfect about
Really quick,
immigration.
Comics. I can't use that comics, but I appreciate it. Thank you, Brooks and Comics. I mean, I might be able to. Heidi, appreciate the 10. Thank you. Watching Reuters live stream of protest. Deputies on their phones. Girl walked through the deputies line with her lunch kit and said she was going home. Real wild. Can we get some dubs and drumsticks in the chat for Heidi, Comics, and Brooke? Appreciate it. Sorry. Why I'm asking you why I should care about immigration. Why it doesn't affect me. In no way, shape, or form has it affected me. Why should I care that there was immigration? That's what I'm asking you. It's not on the top list of my things to give a shit about. It's way down there, right? If you ask me, like, why do I care about universal health care? 45,000 people a year die. 80 million people are underinsured. 35 million people have no insurance. That's why. It destroys families, okay? 300,000, something like that. Bankruptcies include medical debt a year. It's a lot. Okay, so there's reasons that I support it. If you ask me for anything else, childcare. Why do I want universal childcare? Well, because for $500 billion a year, we can put a shitload of people back to work. We can create an immense workforce, right? We can mobilize a lot more people if they have somewhere to take their kids and it's not bankrupting their family and creating. That's why.
Another information overload runner.
But just to point out, like, you should have a reason for why these things are important and how you prioritize them. Corey, appreciate it. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Can we get some dubs and drumsticks in the chat for the 5 gifted? Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Corey Springer, thank you over there on YouTube. Can we get some dubs and drums in the chat? And where they count on the census
So
to give
Jaden's at
states
the
more
beat.
representatives. So you would have to provide citations for that, because I actually do not believe that that's correct. Because if I was to just do the math on my head, 20 million people, about 11 million of which would be of age, 12 million maybe spread across the various different states. We're talking about 300,000 people. But you would also have to show that for me. But that's also spread across all states. So it's not just spread across a handful, just to point out. And also, that's people living here. Frequently, they're talking about undocumented migrants all over the place. Sorry, go ahead. Wasn't that an argument a while ago? Sorry, go ahead. Jaden, the BT Awards.
Oh yeah, Jaden's at the BET Awards tonight. I was gonna watch it and see if we can catch him in the audience or something.
There's people in the chat that thinks that the protests need to be speed bumps. Yeah, that's a real good, real way to talk there, Jonathan. It's just, what's happened to you guys? What happened to humanity since Trump? He just brings out the worst in people, doesn't he? It's icky.
Yeah. And just to point out, Joshua, like, they pay taxes too. So why this? I remember this was an argument a while ago with the Trump administration. They pay, the previous one, they pay taxes. Why should they not benefit from the taxes that they pay, even if they are undocumented? They pay taxes that support red states, and you guys sit there and spit on them. It's fucking crazy. They're like, can you imagine? I'm going to be real with you. I just want migrants to stop showing up for like a week. Just a week. Just don't work for like a whole week. And find out what the fuck happens. For a whole fucking week. I don't know if you guys have noticed it, are like berries and stuff like that, like agriculture stuff, is it going up?
I haven't noticed.
Because I don't know, in my area, I haven't really looked. I've kind of been glancing, and I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention last year, but like, it feels like they're getting more expensive. I don't know. It just feels that way. I don't know if that's true or not, but like, I was thinking about it, and I was like, is that way more expensive than last year? And my thoughts are kind of like, yeah. They lower our wages, but you're against giving a minimum wage. You can't be against both. You either have to be for higher wages or against higher wages. You can't be both. That's doublespeak. Learn what doublespeak is. Fuck. All right. Do we have any debates? Anybody in here? Anybody want to hop in and ask a question? Anybody else want to ask anything like that? It's a lot. Nutcracker, appreciate it. Thank you. Mega doesn't care since they aren't white. It's all right. That's pretty much it. Nutcracker, appreciate the 5 over there. Can we get some dubs and drumsticks in the chat? That's pretty much it. They don't care. They don't care because it doesn't affect them. And what I was thinking about this, like, there's 2 things. I was thinking, like, it's interesting to me because through 2020 to 2024, when we had all of this bad stuff happening with inflation and Republicans started complaining about the price of stuff, not getting a better job, not pulling themselves up by their bootstraps, but instead complaining. Even though, by the way, we debated people prior to those years in here, prior to everything getting expensive, and they said, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, the stuff's too expensive. They're like, why are you whining about the price of stuff? Get a better job. That's what they told me. That's what they told people. And then that argument changed to, no, Biden's responsible, not me. I'm not responsible. Biden's responsible. And now we're here, where they're just fucking clueless. Biden's responsible, not me. But you talk about raising the minimum wage, they're like, nope, ain't gonna do that. Can't do that. Won't raise the minimum wage. But also, price of everything is too expensive. Migrants lower. It's just literally like everything that they say contradicts the last thing. Right? It's your fault, get a better job. It's not my fault, it's Biden's. Don't raise the minimum wage. It causes inflation. Inflation is good with tariffs. Inflation is actually good for the country. It's going to bring back jobs. Migrants are lowering the price of, migrants are lowering the living wage. Also, don't raise a living wage because that's bad too. And it's just everything that they say is contradictive. Literally one after the other. I don't know if Brooke meant to join. Brooke asking a question? Brooke, I got you an ad.
Got your dollar.
What's up, Brooke?
Thanks for joining on accident.
Oh, wait, I did not mean to connect. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're okay.
It's funny.
You're
You can
right.
tell where people
Appreciate
get their
it.
news in the chat because all the people that are talking
me a
about
dollar.
the pallets of bricks and all the people that are talking about the cars on fire and blah blah blah. Y'all all need to lay off the Newsmax or the OAN or all the anything that spews that narrative and go and watch actual videos of people there. Not any news outlet. Just go and watch some of the YouTube videos and you'll see you're being gaslit, man. It's so sick how you guys just go with whatever y'all already believe. And y'all,
And by the
it's
way,
wild.
sending the Marines is illegal. Sending the National Guard is illegal. Period. There's a video of Trump admitting himself. There's nothing to argue here. And by the way, just in case these two idiots over here literally hyping each other up don't get it. Supply and demand, whatever. You understand what happens if migrants go away in this country? The GDP drops by 8 percentage points. 8. That's a fucking recession.
I didn't hear about pallets of bricks this time. Were they out there?
They're just using they're using the same shit, the same.
Oh, yeah,
they're
same
they're
stuff,
looking
yeah.
at
There's pallets of
at
bricks.
construction sites. They're taking pictures of construction sites with, of course, naturally bricks might be at a construction site, and they're doing the same shit they did during BLM. They're a one trick pony. They can't even be creative on their bullshit propaganda anymore because they do what works, and the last time it worked why not push the same bullshit narrative this time? Because people are dumb enough out there to
Cool, yeah,
believe
I
it,
share
right?
that
Just
memory.
like the idiots in here repeating it. It's wild. It's crazy.
Right here. This is from the Immigration Lab. There's actually numerous different ones, but immigrants contribute an estimated 8% of the U.S. GDP. This contribution is primarily due to immigrants who remit money back to their home countries, with their combined take-home wages represent a significant portion of the economic output they generate. This is from... You can read it on proof that immigrants fuel the U.S. economy is found in the billions they send back home. This is from The Conversation. But yes, immigrants entirely, they give a shitload of money to the economy. Brilliant. Appreciate the 5. Thank you. MAGA say migrant lowered the wage, but I don't see MAGA lining up in the orchards outside the Home Depot for manual labor or doing all these trash jobs. I don't know about the thing over there. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Can we get some dubs and drumsticks in the chat? I don't see MAGA out there going like, oh my God. When you have 50% of the, by the way, 50% of the agriculture force in this country, just put this in perspective of you, is immigrants. 50%. 90%, that's undocumented. 90% are foreign born. Okay? 90% of all agriculture workers in this country are foreign born. 50% are undocumented or on work visas. 50%. Okay? I don't know, what is that, 6 million? It's millions. I can't remember how many it is. It's a lot. I think it was 12 million total, so I think it's 6 million. You're talking about not having food on the shelves. You're talking about food shortages. You're talking about farms going under. You're talking about major disruptions to not only the current year's crop, but the next year's crop. You're talking about major disruptions to construction, to trades, the list goes on. I don't know what they don't get about this. Migrants, as a unit, by the way, provide more to our country than red states do. Let me be clear there. Migrants provide more to the federal government than red states, with the exception of Texas. That should shock you. That should shock you. Only 1% of illegal immigrants work in agriculture. I have the numbers. You just pulled that out your ass. Lisa, this is going to be another conservative woman crash out. Because I've had about 4 of those this week. We did hit the sub goal, by the way. Can we get some dubs and drumsticks in the chat for everybody that supported the channel? It is, by the way, we do have a kick pool. It is $30 to kick someone Or you can tip, say it's part of the kick pool, add it into the kick pool, and when we reach it, yeet. I look for an opportune moment because I really do need the content, so if you do pay to kick, give me a minute to let him go because I don't want to be like, just yeet him immediately. I know it may be irritating to you, but I still need the content for YouTube and for other stuff. So, so how's everyone doing? Jaden's at the BET Awards.
I'm doing great. I took
Living
the
his
day off.
best
Did he
life.
post any pictures?
Yeah, he posted in the chat. He's like on the red carpet. Did you say you took the day off, Sharon?
I did. Yeah, I took the day off. My vacation coming up is paid for, so I'm all ready. And just I took a couple of days. I'm gonna take Wednesday off too. I got some caregiving stuff to do for my family, my parents, but just been chilling. Otherwise, working and spending money and enjoying life. You know.
He is not.
Nice.
He did not post on his thing. He did post on his story. Check that out. Oh, God. This is crazy.
Oh, somebody in the chat says
Literally,
if one
for the
bad
next 4
protester means
years.
that. Oh, just let me read this real quick. If
Sorry,
one
go
bad
ahead.
protester means they're all bad, then all Christians are P3DOs. Yeah, true. Facts, Scott Jones. Good point.
That tracks. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Listen, there's been at least 2 rapists at the White House in the last 2 months. Could be more. Be honest with you. There's been at least 2, Conor McGregor and Trump. RFK's been accused. They tried to bring in...
No, Tate.
I'm just saying, most of the Trump administration
No,
are
Tate only was in
SAers and criminals. I didn't say Tate. I said Gates.
Yeah, well,
Or
Tate was
tried
in
to.
Florida.
Did I say Tate?
I don't think he went to the White House.
I was thinking Gates. Not Gates.
Mm.
Not Tate. Yeah.
They're all fucking us. So
Biden sniff.
I'd say
Biden
everybody.
sniffed children. Where? Who's claiming that he did? Biden sniffed children. Biden sniffed children. They just make shit up, and they make up the most grotesque shit. We should start doing that collectively with Trump. That's what we need. Just one person to say a troll about Trump and just carry it true. That's like, you know what I mean? Just
Like JD Vance and couch fucking. Yeah, absolutely. We should be doing that. We
I
should be
think we
doing
should
it
do
at
something
every.
about Trump and Epstein. Right.
The catheter.
Epstein's best friend. Trump was on Epstein's plane. Trump was on Epstein's plane. You don't have anything to talk about. It's not a thing. Trump was on Epstein's plane. Damn, I would rather Trump have sniffed children at that point. That's sick. I mean, I don't wish it, you know what I mean? But that would have been better than what he did.
I mean,
I still say this is all a distraction.
I mean, but if the left was like the right, though, we would be saying, why is Trump and his catheter getting a belt at UHC or whatever, while LA's being invaded, while he's having to deploy a National Guard, he's at some wrestling event or whatever the fuck it was, him and his little catheter. Y'all seen this picture? Catheter. You know what I think they did? I think that he knew that they were going to be giving him a belt, and they knew that there would be photos of him below the belt, so he didn't want to wear his diaper, and he didn't want it to look bulky, and that's the reason why he had the damn catheter. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. But anyway, yeah, I just like, why are we not just as obnoxious as the right is on messaging, like attacking the way they attack us? We need to get better at that, man. Really do.
Well, I'm good at it. I just don't have the phone. I could make some great fucking trolls against Trump. Heidi, I have. They just never catch on. Heidi, appreciate it again. Thank you for the 10 comics. Appreciate it. We background idea. We even do riots better than you. I didn't want to do that one, but that would be funny. Yeah, just put me. I come up with some great one-liners. I stump a lot of people. Right? MAGA. I'm just quick. Is Nancy Pelosi in charge of the National Guard or is Trump? We just need clarification on this. Can one MAGA come in here? Is Nancy Pelosi in charge or Trump? No.
I just don't know why we're not talking more about Epstein. Like, he's deflected away very great. Yeah, I mean, this is masterful.
Yeah, we're gonna
away from the fact
we're gonna
he's
bring
not
it back
releasing
to.
the Epstein files.
Yep. Yeah, we need to be
we're gonna bring it
demanding
back
that
to
those
that
are
too.
released unredacted. Yep, absolutely. Why aren't you releasing them? Because, you know, imagine if there was a bunch of people back in the day demanding that he releases his DNA to prove himself innocent in the Jean Carroll case. I mean, imagine if there was just a lot of people just pressuring, and you know, we need to be doing something about it because it's going to just go away. And if I, as the only woman on the panel, if I could just quickly say, if people don't believe that we live in a patriarchy-dominated society, then all you got to look at is the reason why Ghislaine Maxwell is the only person that has ever been put in jail. Well, aside from Epstein himself, but why is she in jail and none of the people who are supposedly on the Epstein files that have committed these acts? That's wild, but not surprising. Anyway, sorry. I had to get that out.
You're good. This one on the monks. Chip the referee. This person said taking the. This is gonna be a troll. Can I got the mute. Hello.
Yo.
What's
good?
What's your deal? How old are you?
25. How old are you?
What's your profile about? Old enough.
Just a burner account to debate
What's
liberals.
your profile about?
My profile? This page, Chip the referee?
Yeah.
I used to be a
No idea.
referee,
What's
and I needed a good burner account name, so I just put on this profile picture. I typed into ChatGPT, generate like a Pride referee, like anime character, and I got this guy. So I just put him as profile picture. I don't know.
So are you gonna say
What's
slurs?
the deal with the red pill?
No, I don't say any slurs. Like I said, it's a burner account, so
What's
the
the-
bio is just trolls, bro.
What's the deal with the red pill?
What do you mean?
Is that something you believe in?
What does it say exactly? It says don't. It says the red pill isn't
Something
bad.
about red pill.
I don't, dude. I don't even know what it says, bro. I think red pill is
Are you
valid.
red
I
pill
think-
or no? Is that no?
I think the red pill stands for like going against big government. That's how I perceive it. And like understanding like spiritual
fuck?
energy. That to me is red pill. To answer your
Yeah,
question.
well, that would be wrong.
Let's not make fun of my opinion, right? It's just a
I'm
it's
not
just a
making
fun
fun of your opinion.
internet term.
I'm just telling you, it's dumb as fuck.
Okay, I don't
I'm not
care,
making
bro.
fun of it. It's just fucking
So-
stupid. There's
No,
nothing
I
funny
saw-
about it. It's
So I
just
saw-
dumb.
So I saw people in LA like waving Mexican flags and they were throwing rocks at windows and at police officers. So what's your definition?
Oh my
of peaceful?
god. Oh my
What's your
god.
definition
So
of
really
peaceful
quick,
exactly?
my definition of peaceful, well, I think your definition would have to be of violent, because if the LAPD is calling it a peaceful protest and you're calling it violent, very clearly I would say that their definition of it supersedes yours in the general context. But I would say that what may turn something violence is if the protest largely devolves into that, which it very clearly has not.
So can you tell me?
And if you're going to say it has, then by all means, can you give some structure to your argument that it has?
Well, I mean, I saw videos of people throwing rocks. So here's my follow-up question to it. Directly
Lord.
respond to your point. I'll just put to the side the fact I saw people throwing rocks at windows and stealing and looting. Here's my point.
Oh my god.
You said the LAPD said it's not violent, right? They said it's peaceful. So 2 points on that. Number one, can you show me where they said that? How they said it when they said it? Number two, if it's so peaceful and
I
nonviolent,
said it
why-
right after the mayor
Okay,
Bass
can you
said
let me
it,
finish my
and
2 points?
the
It's just
governor
quick- just 2 quick
Newsom
points,
said it
Tic
as
Tac.
well. I know,
Just
but
two-
you've been
just two
talking
quick
a lot.
points.
You asked a question, and I was
I
just
was
answering
talking
the
for
first
less
part.
than 20 seconds, bud.
But you were asking multiple questions. I was just answering
That
your
your
question,
attention span 20 seconds, bro? It was less than 20 seconds, bro.
I was literally asking,
Calm
answering your
down,
question.
Chip.
Dude,
You
it's
got a
just
chip
so
on
hard
your
to actually
shoulder.
talk
What's
to
your-
people on this app when you don't let them talk. Like, is anyone actually into serious like debates about this, or is it just like, I want a galaxy off? Like,
We don't provide you a platform, Chip,
literally-
to spew misinformation. And if we
Just-
have questions to
name
clarify
one
what you're
misinformation.
saying, we're going
Just
to
let
ask
him.
you.
Hold on. Okay, there's too
Name
many
one
people.
piece of
Just let him
misinformation I
finish
said.
because I don't want him to cry.
Sharon,
Okay,
name
go
one
ahead.
piece
What's
of
your
misinformation I
thing?
shared.
No,
because
what was
Sharon-
your original
hold on,
question?
Let's talk about Sharon telling me I've been spewing misinformation in the less than 20 seconds I've talked. Sharon, let's give
Bro,
Sharon
I'm
the
gonna
floor
be
here.
super real with you on this. I'm gonna be super real with you on this. Just
Leave if
rein
you
it
just
in.
don't let
Just
me
go
talk,
back to
bro.
your point. I was giving you time for it. I didn't need
Okay,
the
let's
whole
ignore
thing. I
Sharon
was
just
gonna read you the
making
thing
up
from.
lies, right? Number 2. So
Oh my
what did I
God.
say? Number 1.
Fucking
Please
just
show me where they said that.
victimhood. That's part of red pill. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
First one.
So number 1, show me where they said that. Number 2, if it's so peaceful and nonviolent, why are they all out there with fucking riot shields, clearing the streets?
That
Shooting
happens
rubber,
at
shooting rubber
literally
bullets.
every single protest. Every
Oh,
single
it does.
protest. Them shooting rubber bullets. Listen. Them shooting rubber bullets is not contingent on one side being violent or not. That would be contingent. So if someone's shooting rubber bullets, there's one of two options. One, both sides are being violent. Or two, only one is being violent. But one isn't contingent on the other. So you saying rubber bullets are being shot does not determine if the other side is being violent. Why?
So what
Because
about
there's
the rocks
state
being
violence.
thrown? What about the rocks being thrown at windows?
If there
and
are
buildings
rocks
being
being
looted?
thrown, that wouldn't qualify something as being entirely violent. Are there going to be bad actors at anything? Yes. Yes. Would you qualify something? Would you literally qualify something and how it's happening because one person is doing it? No. Or a handful? No. If something is largely peaceful, if there's largely not acts happening, and they are protesting, which in this instance the LAPD has said that they are, I would call that peaceful. You can say, well, this happened. Okay, yeah, that happened. Okay, but in the larger context, is there all-out chaos? Is this a French-style protest? You guys have clearly never watched a French protest before. This shit isn't even a fucking matinee. This is light.
All right, so before I respond
And
to that,
I don't want to hear about the party. And I just really quick, one more thing. It
Go ahead,
really
interrupt
is
me, it's fine.
difficult to take the party of I'm gonna start. I wasn't done.
You don't know anything about the party I'm
fucking
in, so be careful what
victimhood,
you
bro.
say here.
Your victimhood is just fucking crazy.
You already are
the
throwing me into a
victimhood really
party
is just
instead of
fucking
listening to
crazy.
me as an individual. Listen to me as an individual with my
You are
perspective on life.
regurgitating.
And let's
You
drop
are
the two-party bullshit.
regurgitating a party platform. You are
What have I said?
regurgitating a party platform that
What have I said?
literally reinforces violence against peaceful protesters.
What have I said?
And
I
then
said
when I
people are
go
throwing
ahead and say,
rocks.
well, this is what.
All I said is people are throwing rocks, bro. Let's just move on from the fact. So back to my first question: where did LAPD say
There
it
can
wasn't
be,
violent,
yeah,
it was
there can be
peaceful?
people that awesome.
Can
cool.
you bring up
Yeah,
that
I'll
quote,
read the
bro?
news
Let's
release.
establish that first, because I find
Yep.
it very hard to believe LAPD is saying it's nonviolent, peaceful
I know.
when
So
they
when they
literally have riot shields and rubber bullets being shot into the crowd.
Right, they do that at everything. That's crowd containment. They put people
Bro.
there at every single protest. They do that
What
at
are you
every
talking
single
about?
protest. I know that
That
you're
was
new to
not at the
this. I
Women's
know that
March
you're
in
new to
DC.
this. I know that you're new
The
to this,
Women's
but they
March in
put them
DC
at
was
every
peaceful.
single protest. There was
The Women's
absolutely
March in
police
DC
there. There was
They
absolutely
didn't shoot
there was
rubber bullets.
absolutely riot control there. And marches,
shoot
by
rubber
the way,
bullets.
it doesn't matter.
They
That
didn't clear the
doesn't
street.
mean that the other side was acting. And you're fucking done, bro. I'm done.
That's what I
I'm
thought.
done being interrupted. I'm good. If you're debating, hop in the box, go away. If you're debating, hop in the box. He's like literally like, I want to interrupt you every single fucking time you talk, even though I demand that you be silent for me. I'm going to interrupt every single time you talk, even though you demand that I be silent for you. And then when I kick you for not stopping interrupting me after I've told you fucking 20 times, this is where we end up.
These are all speculating yappers.
Bro couldn't even cite
They're
the-
all speculating
Wait, really quick. I want to
on
read this
who's
really
throwing
quick.
rocks, on who's setting things on fire.
I want to read this. He's like, bro couldn't even cite it. I want to read this to you. This is from the LAPD. 1 second. I'm waiting for it to load in. Today's demonstrations across the city of Los Angeles, across Los Angeles, LA, remained peaceful, and we commend all those who exercise their First Amendment rights responsibly. The Los Angeles Police Department appreciates the cooperation of organizers, participants, and community partners who helped ensure public safety throughout the day. While today's events concluded without incident, the Los Angeles Police Department remains fully prepared to respond swiftly and appropriately to any potential acts of civil unrest. Our commitments to safeguard the rights, safety, and well-being of all Angli—it's how they say Los Angeles? I don't know. Continues day and night. We will maintain a heightened readiness posture and maintain ready to ensure continued safety of our communities. I'm going to be so for real for you. These Republicans would literally call MLK and his protests violent. And they did. And they fucking did. You're the same fucking person wearing a different fucking hood. This one's red. You're the same person. The same person. They said the same thing about MLK. Anyways, looks like you're wrong. Oops. If you're debating, hop in the box. If you're not, please hop out. If you're debating, hop in.
He told us he was a troll.
Yeah. It was the interrupting that was the problem. Dreamy, what's up?
What's up? How's it going?
What's happening? What's your take?
LA protests are peaceful. I mean, do you think they're peaceful?
I think they're largely peaceful. I just read the LAPD and what they said. Yeah.
I mean, I think that was for today, right? I understand that today was a little bit more tame than it was yesterday.
That was for
But
yesterday.
yesterday, I believe.
So I just read for yesterday.
That was from yesterday.
Then why did they declare an unlawful assembly?
That doesn't mean whether or not it's peaceful or not. Unlawful assembly has to do with a
course it
permit. No, it has to do with a permit.
No, unlawful assembly. They only declare an unlawful assembly if they believe there is a high chance of committing violent crimes or terrorist actions.
That's not
You can go ahead and look it up.
I'll look it up. Fine. I do want to point this out. I do want to point this out. I do want to point this out really quick, that someone else's actions do not justify this. I just want to point that out, because what you're saying is, well, the
Wait,
police.
what
Hold
you
on a
said-
second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm talking. What you said
Wait, I don't know
was,
what you mean by that.
I know. I'm trying to clarify. You said the police did this, therefore it's violent on the other side. Just
No,
because
I
the
didn't say
police do.
that.
No, that's what you said. They said, why did they?
No, you didn't. You're not listening, sir.
You said,
Unfortunately.
I'm going to stop you, because you said, why did they declare unlawful assembly? Why did they? Who is they? And who is they
Yeah,
when you're referring to they shot beanbags? Who is they?
So why are you saying putting stuff in my mouth?
Who
All
is
I did
they?
was ask you a question.
I have it
Sir,
recorded.
I asked you a question.
I have it
asked you a
recorded.
question.
I have it
Yeah,
recorded.
you just asked me what I asked you, right?
You
I asked
said
why
if
did
it
they
was
declare-
peaceful, you said if it was peaceful, why? If it was peaceful, why did they declare unlawful assembly? And why did they shoot beanbags? That's not contingent on the
I did not say
protesters.
anything about beanbags, sir. Did not say anything about beanbags. Stop
Did you
adding things in my
not
mouth.
say? Did you not say less than lethal? You said that they were
No,
shooting.
I
Did
didn't.
you said rubber
It was
bullets? Did you say
beanbags,
rubber
now it's
bullets?
like lethal. No, now it's rubber bullets. What is it, sir? What did I say?
All right. When I listen, I'm going to back it up real quick here. And when you are wrong, if you
Okay,
do,
go ahead, back
hold
it
on. If you when you're wrong, you do not admit that you lied. You're getting kicked out immediately. Matter of fact, you're getting perma-banned for being a.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Awesome. Stay tight.
Then why did they declare an unlawful assembly?
That doesn't mean whether or not it's peaceful or not. Unlawful assembly has to do with a
course it
permit. No, it has to do with a permit.
No, unlawful assembly. They only declare an unlawful assembly if they believe there is a high chance of committing violent crimes or terrorist actions.
That's not
Yeah,
You go ahead.
moron.
Oh, look it up. Fine.
Idiot.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, you're not
All right,
smart,
you're right.
dude.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm all right. You didn't say that. You're right.
So let's take a step back here, all right?
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, I don't believe they're peaceful. I do not believe. So I'm under the
I
assumption
do want to point out really quick though. I do want to point out that you did talk about beanbags and rubber bullets earlier.
No, I was not in here earlier, sir.
Okay, sure. Literally, whatever.
didn't.
Did he say it or
Okay,
was the
good.
guy before him?
Hey, the whole thing. It might have been the guy before him.
Okay.
The whole thing is the whole argument is like they're subverting the government, the state government, and sending in the military. Right? He's taking control of the California Guard, and he's got Marines on their way. That's the whole problem here. Like what LAPD, what the mayor of LA, and what the governor of California are saying is not what the federal government is saying. And they're using their excuse to send in military who are trained to go into combat zones
many
and
people-
eliminate, neutralize enemies. They're not trained to break up protests. They are trained to eliminate enemies. This isn't
this is
this
a
isn't the proper
distraction.
way to this isn't the proper way to deal with it. That's the contention here.
Really
right?
Well, I
quick.
think we
They're
have to look at what-
escalating. They're escalating the
It's-
protests.
How many
It's all a
Well, pick up-
distraction to keep for people from talking about the Epstein files.
How many people are in the? How many people were at the protest? Does anybody know? I can't find a number on it.
Quite a bit, I'd imagine.
Oh, there's tens of thousands of them, man.
Right.
Yeah,
But
there's tens of thousands
Tic
just in LA, and then New York as well.
Right.
Tic Tac,
So
just to
what
respond-
really? Okay, go ahead.
Just to respond to what TikTok said, just real quick. Again, the reason why these National Guardsmen and some Marinesmen, which are temporary, by the way, being deployed to the LA area is because it was declared as a lawful assembly and the LAPD need help. Clearly, they need help with this crowd.
No, they didn't. The LAPD said they didn't need help. The governor of California and the mayor of LA said they didn't need help. They said they have this under control.
Well, so they sent in the National Guard.
Donald
right?
Trump said they need help.
That's illegal, by the way.
Yeah, the California Guard is controlled by the governor. Donald Trump went around that with it's like this old ass 1970s law, went around that and declared a national emergency so he can skirt the governor and take control of the guard.
Okay,
That's the
so
contention here.
So then, I guess going back to the original point, why would they need to send any of these people at all if
They
it was
didn't.
peaceful in the first place?
They didn't.
They
They,
didn't
do
need
send.
to.
They do send cops to protest. I don't
No,
know
no,
what you're not
hold on.
getting about that.
Hold on, no, they declared it an unlawful assembly, though. That's
They declared,
also...
as far as I know, part of it an unlawful assembly, not the entire
Well,
thing.
yeah,
Right.
okay,
We're
well,
in a
then it's not
specific
peaceful.
area. Right. In a specific area. So are you
Then
a
it's not
Trump
peaceful.
Okay, are you a Trump supporter?
I voted for him.
Awesome. Do you support what happened January 6th?
No.
Okay, awesome, cool. So there we know. What is the what defines something? If there's for instance, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, there was a shooting. Does that make the entire thing violent?
If wait, hold on. This wasn't just one guy and off shooting. There was multiple people doing
Multiple
acts
people.
of
Okay, that's
violence
fine.
caught on
But
camera.
there were two shooters. There were two shooters shooting at people.
I'm not saying this.
Right. So you're saying that. So my question is, you're saying, well, a handful of people threw stuff. Therefore, the Trump administration gets to justify violating the law and sending in the army and federalizing the National Guard illegally? That somehow this justifies it? Or is it more likely that this isn't actually that violent? There isn't actually that much going on. There's clashes, and you guys are categorizing it as violent so that they can send people there. Because I can tell you right now, if this was MAGA, y'all would not be saying this was violent. 100%.
I'm confused what's the
100%.
point.
MAGA
Even
would
if there's
not be
just
saying
one
it.
guy. Here's what I'll say. Even if there's one guy throwing a rock and they send 100 cops for that one guy, what would be like the issue?
What would be the issue of sending, you would be using a disproportionate amount of force. That would be the issue. Exactly that. You're using a disproportionate amount of force.
Okay, well, I guess the one guy thing wasn't exactly right because there's thousands of people here. So let's say like 1,000 people, and I don't know how many cops are there, but let's say 2,000 cops. Would that be bad?
Okay. Would it be bad if there was? It wouldn't matter how many cops there are, right? Like that's not the point. The point that you're not getting is this, okay? The point is that MAGA is not trying to accurately describe what is happening at these protests because that does not fit their narrative, that does not fit their wants, that does not fit what they're trying to do. That people that think
it's on
like the
video.
people that hold on a second, that people that work like it's not on fucking video. I don't know what you're trying to. It's like fucking stupid. Fucking bro.
Of course it's
Listen
not.
for a second. Listen. Stop talking. Okay. The point is that when you're talking about tens of thousands or over 100,000 people, however many people are at the protest, okay, we don't know. And you're pointing to a handful, not even a statistical percentage. And you're saying
Well,
now it's
handful is
all
hundreds
violent. I didn't
compared
ask you
to
to interrupt
thousands
me.
of
I didn't ask you to interrupt me.
Yes, no, a handful
I
is
didn't tell
hundreds
you
of
to. I
people.
didn't tell you to interrupt me. It's
Okay,
a handful
go
of people
ahead
is
and
what? A handful of people is
It's
what?
hundreds. When it comes to thousands of
Cool.
people,
Show me where it's been
handful is
100. Cool. Show me where it's been 100. Find me 100 people. Awesome. There's your new task.
Yeah,
Do it.
sure.
Since you went. Cool. Awesome. Find me 100 instances of violence. Go ahead. We'll wait.
No.
No. We'll wait all night. Go ahead.
not
Find
listening.
me 100 instances of violence. You weren't listening. Now we get to deal with this. You wanted to talk about this. Now this is your fucking homework assignment. We're done talking. Find me 100 people, 100 instances of violence at this. Go ahead. We're done
I'll give you-
talking. I don't know what you're getting about this. You cut me off, so this is now going to be the punishment. You need to go find me 100 fucking people. You didn't want to listen to what I had to say. You didn't want to be disingenuous about it. Make me hit the unmute button one more time, and I'm kicking you out this live. Go find me 50 people in these protests. You're saying that it's that many people. Go find it. I'll wait. I'll wait.
Why are you talking in the comments?
I don't know why he's talking in the comments. I didn't tell you to unmute. I didn't tell you to unmute. I tried to explain the situation to you. You weren't being genuine about it. You cut me off. You wanted to talk about this. We're going to talk about it. Find me 100 instances. Unmute yourself and you're kicked out of the live. Go find me 100 instances. Did you find me 100 instances yet?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Nope. Oh, you did come back. He's not going to be genuine about this.
Like, I've got the numbers on it. I don't know where they're coming up with this. This is fucking wild.
Oh, you have the numbers?
Yeah.
What are the numbers?
There's tens of thousands of people at the LA riot. At the LA protest. There's been, I think it was 43 or 53 arrests at the last time I checked, from LA. That's what LA is reporting.
Last 3 days
like
has been
53. Hold on, Dreamy, bro.
Really
like
quick,
over the last 3 days, 53 people have been arrested for like violent or breaking shit or vandalism. The federal government is reporting over 1,000.
So the difference is,
yeah. The difference is the government, the federal government is scooping people up without warrants or reasonings for arrest and just detaining them, putting them in buildings, right? There's no trace of these people. That they've admitted to arresting thousands of over 1,000 people, where the LA government, the LAPD is saying no, it's closer to 53. We have them detained.
Join.
That's the difference.
I see a lot of people chirping in the comment that won't join. By the way, I just want to point out, arrests are not violence. So you better have what those arrest records are for. Arrests is not violence and cannot be construed as violence.
So we're moving the goalpost now.
I'm not moving the goalpost. You're claiming
so
violence. Arrest does not mean.
I found it. Now it's like, oh wait, actually you can't.
Arrest does not mean. Arrest does not mean violence. Excuse me, sir. I'm gonna need you to calm down. Arrest does not equate to violence. You can be arrested on non-violent stuff. So I'm asking you what the arrests were for. I'm not moving the goalpost. Me adding something to it.
You originally asked me to find 100 instances, right?
I found 100 instances of people being violent. That's what I asked you to do, and you are trying to point to arrest.
Okay, now we're moving the goalpost.
I'm not moving the goalpost. That's been the whole fucking question this whole time. You don't like it because it's inconvenient to what you're saying. I asked you for 100 instances of violence. You're going to look at these arrests. Arrests do not mean convictions, and arrests do not mean someone was arrested for violence. Arrest can mean a lot of things.
Literally could be spray painting.
It could be literally just one. That doesn't even. You don't have to do anything. A lot of times people get fucking. A lot of times people get arrested for lots of shit. Bro, I went to school for criminal justice.
Logical people.
Bro, I went to school for criminal justice, and I'm asking you for specifics, and you're trying to build your argument.
No, I'm just asking you a question.
Don't interrupt me again. Don't interrupt me again.
You're not a very
I'm
smart
super
person.
serious. I promise you I'm far more intelligent than you are. I can tell you that.
Maybe.
I know. Yeah, maybe. I know. Right. Cool. We can start talking about the criminal justice system. You don't like the fact that I clocked that you were trying to say something vague and ambiguous and try and pass it off as bullshit. To say that this number supports your argument when it inherently doesn't, because it requires that I assume that all of the people that you're going to show that are arrested were arrested for violence, which would be a logical fallacy. So let's talk logics. And the funny thing is, he knows this is going to be true, and he's still going to argue with me about it. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, sure. So would you consider yourself a logical person?
I would, and I would ask you to please address what I said about violence.
Well, the question at hand is, are the LA protests peaceful, right? So
no,
yes
the question at hand is, do you have 100 instances of violence by protesters?
I have 100 instances of protesters doing things they shouldn't be doing.
That's not violence. I've asked you clearly for violence. That's
okay
literally, bro. That's literally the whole argument. I don't think you're smart enough, man. I'm done. Dark, appreciate it. Thank you. The caller is too dumb to understand. I appreciate it. Dark, can we get some dubs and drumsticks in the chat? I don't know what I'm saying that's not coming off right. I asked you specifically for instances of violence. I do find it funny. There's a lot of people in the TikTok comment section that are crying that literally turn the requests off. I just want to point that out. I see, like, you're like... That's crazy. You tried to tell me I was moving the goalpost the entire time? Wild take.
People who were arrested for rioting and vandalizing during the BLM protests, that those would be counted as arrests. Like you're talking about, like he was talking about, is happening now. Only the thing is, though, is that you guys can't prove who's doing this. You don't know that it's you don't know that it's not right-wing agitators. You don't know.
I just want to point out really quick that 1,600 people plus were arrested at the Capitol. 1,600 people plus. Did all of them commit acts of violence there? No. Was it a violent attack against the Capitol? Yes. Were they there breaking the law? Yes. Were they there participating in the violence of that day? Yes. Did they personally conduct violence? No. We can call it violent. If you talk about any protest anywhere where you get a ton of people, there's going to be a degree of violence. No one's arguing that. You're trying to say that and by the way, I just want to point out, this is an entire gaslight to move away from the fact that the Trump administration is violating the law. They are breaking the law. They are not upholding their constitutional duty. They are violating the constitutional duty, and they're turning around and saying, wow, how could people get upset how could people be upset that we're doing this? Because you're criminal. It's criminal. They're like, can you imagine? Fucking the victim blaming here is fucking crazy. It's crazy victim blaming. Crazy victim blaming. And it's just...
So,
yeah.
Trump made that tweet saying that masks were illegal, so I went and dug this up. This is my old COVID mask when COVID first came out, and they're like, we got to cover your face. I went and bought this. I was like, it's a cooling thing, too, so it made sense, and I went and dug it up as soon as he made that tweet. I was like, this is going to work perfect.
Found some soup for my family.
Found some cans of soup.
This guy is like spamming the chat, but he won't join. So that's funny. If you're debating, hop in the box. Right. I don't know what to take because I don't know who's debating here. That's going to go. I'm not going to take that account.
Kristi Noem was asked by a reporter about the masks mandate that Trump was talking about, and she says, well, we're just going to enforce it. She didn't answer, of course, how they were going to enforce it, so...
I didn't want
who knows?
I got the mute. I didn't mean to add him. Hello?
Hey.
What's going on? You debating?
All men tell no men.
Huh? Yeah.
Cool. What are you debating?
What am I debating? That it's not peaceful.
What's your definition of violent? How many people would have to be violent for it to be considered violent?
Well, I mean, I don't think there's a number, right?
I think that there's a clear and concise, this is what's happening as a larger general theme, right?
Well,
so where is it a larger general theme?
Assembly that would assume that there's going to be violence.
I think they actually put that in a certain specific place, but the LAPD has said it was largely peaceful.
Yeah, sure.
Oops.
So was J6.
Right. J6 was peaceful?
Yeah, well, largely.
Right, so... There was about 4,000 people in the Capitol, correct?
Give or take.
1,600 convictions?
That's
about half.
Probably.
1,600 convictions, and there's about 1,000 more they were waiting on charging?
Yeah.
So that would be violent, correct? The breaking in of the Capitol, brutalizing police, putting people in the hospital. Cool, awesome. So we agree to that. So we can agree that there is some degree of standard, right?
Yeah, sure.
So a handful of people operating at any protest in the country at any given time will do awful things. That means we can qualify every protest as violent then, right?
Yeah, I don't think everybody that's attending the protest is violent.
Right. So then how do we qualify what makes it violent versus non-violent? Right. So what qualifies to make it violent or non-violent? Or is it just subjective?
Well, I mean, objectively, we could just say burning of cars, throwing bricks, and otherwise setting things on fire. Looting, breaking into buildings.
Where are they getting all this from? Where are you getting all of this from?
You guys don't see the videos?
Well, no, I want to see the videos. Can you show me the videos? Actually, can you show me the videos?
I can't. I don't have videos on my account. But
do you want to go find them?
Independent journalists that are capturing all of this.
Do you want to go find them?
Yeah, go to X, man.
I don't need to go to X.
The only violence I'm seeing is the police.
Thank God Elon Musk bought X, or otherwise we wouldn't be seeing this.
Have you verified that those aren't from other protests?
Yeah, absolutely.
How? Can you show me a video that you verified? Multiple, like two or three?
There's timestamps. That
Okay,
are actually on
that's
the
fine.
video.
I'll wait. You can put timestamps on any video. Can you go find me a video? Go find me 3.
Why would I do that for you?
Because I'm asking you genuinely to help support your point. Like, I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just trying to say, like, this is what it
But
is.
yeah,
And
I'm
what's
not
happening,
leaning
what's
into
very
that
clearly
point so
happening
hard,
right
active.
now, what's very clearly
You're
happening
a
right
homework,
now,
dude.
right, what's very clearly happening right now is you've seen propaganda. You don't want to go find me said propaganda because it's going to disprove you. Because I can tell you right now, most of those videos
guy in
are
a biker helmet
recycled.
throwing bricks into cars, windshields. That's propaganda.
I don't know. I would have to see the video, but you won't show me the video for a
Cop
good
cars
reason.
being
I'm
burned,
betting.
that's all
Cool.
propaganda.
Why don't you show me the video? Because I do know that one of the videos circulating of a cop car getting burned was from a protest in 2020. I don't know where, but we'll have to
5
see.
cop cars with all the windshields.
Can you show me? That's happened in multiple different cities at multiple different times. It's happened in LA on numerous different occasions. Can you show me this video, please?
Right, timestamp independent.
I'm not going to argue with you about you not producing your evidence. You're trying to say that this is happening, and I'm saying I haven't seen it. Can you show me?
Right. I think you spent too much time.
Okay. All right. Take care, man. We're good. I don't think we have anything to talk about at this point. I mean, I've asked you 4 times, 5 times for the evidence. I don't know what more you want me to tell you. It's just like, if you don't want to be, like, you asked for I don't know what you want me to do. I can't argue with you. Just, this is your feeling. This is your feeling. Show me the evidence. Hello, Jason. What's up?
What's going on?
What's happening? What's going on? What's your take?
Just trying to figure out why that everybody's against all this deportation.
Why should we support it? That's a better. Why here? I get a question. Can we give him the question? Why should I care about immigration? Why should I care about immigration? What's the societal negative?
What's the societal negative?
Yep.
Let me ask you this. I mean, not in one person. Are you able right now, or even capable of housing 50 in your own backyard and with their tents?
For God's sakes.
They need to come. Are you a person that gets on TikTok?
Just a question. I personally don't. But I just have a question. I just want to ask.
When it's somebody else's burden.
Cool, awesome. Really quick.
It's okay.
But I'm asking you whose burden it is.
But when it becomes your burden in your backyard.
Hey, calm down. I'm asking you, what is the burden on society? What burden is it having on other people? And I'm asking you really quickly. I just want to point this out. Are you pro? Can I ask you a question? I just want to ask you this question really quick. Just let me ask a question.
So I'm going to tell
you. Just
you.
Hold on. Say, hey. I don't know what the fuck I keep getting interrupted for. Awesome. Are you pro-life?
Go ahead.
I'm just asking. I'm going to ask a few questions. If you could just answer them really quickly. Are you pro-life? Bueller.
Yes.
Are you pro-life? I swear to God. It's like a full-blown breakdown.
I said yes.
You didn't say yes, but okay. All right, cool. You don't support sending money to Ukraine. Is he not? Okay, cool. You want a border wall. I promise I have a reason. You want a border wall.
What are these questions for?
I promise you I have a point. You want a border wall, correct?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. You ever adopt any kids? Have you ever gone to Ukraine to repo any of our shit? And have you ever gone to the wall to build a... Have you ever gone to the border to build a wall? Have you ever done any of those things? Have you ever fed a pregnant mother? No, okay, awesome, cool. Then don't sit there and fucking tell me that I have to take immigrants into my backyard because you think that I somehow have to uphold all of my fucking policy beliefs. If you're not willing to live by it, don't expect that I will, okay? All we're saying is that we want people to come into this country, and you're sitting there saying that we have to house them. You don't do shit either. Get your ass over to Ukraine and repo our fucking shit if you don't agree with it. Go fucking get our shit back from Afghanistan if that's a problem for you. Does that sound stupid?
You do.
That's because it is. That's because it is. You do it. That's literally.
Digging your own pocket. Digging your own pocket with your own money.
Bro. I don't know what you're not getting.
Digging your own
you
pocket
told me.
Get your own money out.
Listen. You told me.
I don't know. What
you told me. Hold on a second.
What you're not getting when taxpayers have to pay for the roads
just listen to
everybody else that travels except certain people.
No, I'm not listening to nothing you got to say.
Awesome. Then you can be on mute. He fucking left. This guy didn't understand that I just used his own logic against him, and it blew his fucking mind. It blew his mind. He missed the point so goddamn bad. Oh.
Everybody's left because they're clueless, and when they're pinned down or asked to elaborate on their beliefs, they can't. Isn't that wild? They can't, and I think that they know they're immoral. They know that this whole process of splitting families up and taking cancer children, they know it's wrong, but they don't want to admit it because then they would admit that they're shitbags.
User, what's up?
again.
By the way, really quick, if you guys want to support the channel, there is a Venmo Cash App in the bio. I'll check it in just a second here. I'm on live on my other phone, so I can't see it when it pops up as often anymore, so I'm sorry for that. If you guys want to kick someone, it's $30. There's a kick pool. You add it in the kick pool. Say it's part of the kick pool. Add it to the kick pool. When we hit 30, I eat them in usually a funny way. We also hit the sub goal of 31. If you guys want to sub over on TikTok, right there, would appreciate it. You guys can help out with the coin goal or sub over on Patreon, which is a great place, or YouTube tier 2 if you guys want to watch the playbacks. And there's morning lives over on the YouTube if you guys want to watch them as well. So there's that. Goodness gracious.
User, say something.
Is he there finally?
No.
And make sure you guys are following this account if you don't already, because if this one goes down, I'm going to go on to a different one. Not my main, but it's probably going to be...
Why does he never talk?
I don't know.
User.
He needs to stop joining
I've
us.
heard him talk on other accounts or
Cat
other
got your
lives.
turn?
I swear to God.
Okay, so since there has been a lot of people talking about looting, I did go and look up to see. It does look like it says 3 businesses along Broadway between 3rd and 7th Street were damaged by looters. 2 athletic footwear stores and a T-Mobile storefront. Shattered glass on the front.
In California?
Yeah, this is this week.
That's a Tuesday.
Several drive car, the Waymo cars were summoned to the area and then set on fire. About 5 of them, Waymo. But again, until you can prove who's doing this, I call bullshit. You can't label, you can't dismiss a whole movement or a whole protest because of the actions of a few, and those few could very well be anarchists or black bloc or right-wing saboteurs, just like there was during BLM protests. So y'all need to just pipe down, you speculators.
I want to point out that like 13 out of 14 or 13 out of 15 or 12 out of 15, it varies year to year, but it's between 11 and 14 of 15 of the most violent states per capita are Republican. I think we should just start calling them violent now. If these protests are violent, certainly Republican states are. There's no doubting there. They have to be, right? If like a normal state would be like 26 and lower, around 26, and certainly 1 through 10, 8 of them being Republican, we should classify Republican states as violent. Republican states are violent, correct? Since most of them exist from 1 to 26, since there's more than blue, we should call red states violent then, correct? Correct? Correct?
I don't know, man. I'll be honest with you. I don't think we're doing enough.
Yeah.
I think we need to load up the trucks and start dumping manure on the White House lawn. I think we need to pull like the French did. Let's just start. Let's get dirty. Let's get petty about it.
Oh, speaking of that, is Trump really turning the White House lawn into a golf course? A golf
Yeah,
was that
some
a
of those pictures. I don't know.
Is that real? Or was that real or not?
Probably.
Okay.
I don't think that's real.
I wouldn't put it past them though, would you? I mean, I wouldn't. Nothing shocks me anymore with so much horse shit that comes out of this administration every day. Jesus Christ. Oh, man.
All right. Do we have anybody else that wants to hop in the box and debate? Are y'all paid? Yes, there's a Venmo Cash App in the bio. Not by Soros, though, but if Soros wants to pay me... All right, I'm going to call it, guys. I'm tired. I've had a day. I'm tired. I'm going to head out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Is there someone to raid? Someone to raid?
Have a good one.
By the way, we're live 9 a.m.
I know, right?
Pacific tomorrow morning and 6 p.m. every single day.
Later, y'all.
Take care. I'm tired of you also. Too scared to join. It's telling. Got you by the balls. Alright. Who's over on YouTube? Can I get mods to pin someone in the chat? Pin someone to raid? I don't know who's live. I'm on my back up, but just pin someone. Alright guys, I will see you tomorrow. I'm gonna see if there's anybody to raid over on YouTube's. I'm gonna raid. Here, go show Parker some love. I didn't know Parker was on. Go show Parker some love. Yeah, everybody over on YouTube, go show Parker some love. Oh, he can't add, he needs to add me to his redirect. Or, never mind. We'll just end it then. Alright guys, I will see you on the next one. Go raid Parker unofficially over on YouTube though. I'll post it right here. Jesus save you? Jesus isn't real. There's Parker right there. You guys want to raid Parker, and I will see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. What is that? Yeah, okay. Alright guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Go raid Parker unofficially over on YouTube.